concrete walls. There's a place for us where we could go, where we could be alone. Between city lights, we don't have to hide. I wanna go, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? I can't understand why we can't hold hands, but they don't know what we have is real love. Aren't you sick and tired of having to hide? I know a place, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow?
What is up, internet? What's going on, you guys? It's Monday night. It's time to stream. I wonder if anything happened. I wonder if anything happened over the years, over the days, over the hours since my last stream. How you guys doing, everybody? I was just sitting there. I was chilling, listening to the song, and I'm like, oh wait, is it over? I have to actually start the stream, but here I am. Oh man, how you guys doing tonight? You know, I made a decision last week that I wasn't gonna like do news on Mondays anymore, because between Sunday when I do all the news and Monday when like nothing happens. Nothing happens. So yeah, something happened. My cam looks gray. I mean, it's not like super contrasty, is it? Hang on, I have an idea. I might know what it is. Hang on. Properties. Color space, color range. Oh, that's why. There you go. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I got a new capture device. I got a quad capture device for my that's, by the way, very bold trying to adjust camera settings in the middle of a stream, for the record. I got a new, I used to use these USB capture devices, but because they were over USB, I could only use like 2 of them at a time. It was very fiddly. So I got this PCI bus. I'm blanking. I got a plug-in card for my computer. There's 4 HDMIs at once. And I got some HDMI cables run back over there so I could be... Anyway, good stuff coming up. That's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. I know why you're here. Thank you for pointing out that my camera looked slightly off. You're here because you want to hear about this. PCI, that's right. It was PCI. You're here because you want to hear about this. I know. Old Gravy Leg is here. You want to hear about Redcat to acquire. Okay, so this got out today. If you did not hear about this, then welcome to the news of the day. Redcat Holdings today announced the signing of a definitive agreement to acquire Fat Shark Holdings, the market leader in FPV headsets. That transaction, subject to customary conditions, is expected to close on or before November 1st, 2020. Founded in 2007, you know who Fat Shark is. Blah, 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 blah. You can read about this if you want to. So, Redcat is going to acquire Fat Shark. So the first thing some of you guys might be asking is who is Redcat? Redcat, first of all, let me be clear. Redcat is not Redcat Arts. This is a different company. And when Redcat, this company, oh, now it's Redcat Holdings. I see they've changed it. This is the company that owns Rotorite and that just acquired Fat Shark. Kyle K, is Redcat still drinking the blockchain Kool-Aid? As near as I can tell, that whole blockchain thing was like, I don't know. I mean, it's still like on their website, but it feels to me like it was like, yeah, blockchain's big cryptocurrency. There's a lot. Let's do that. And then it was like, oh, that didn't really pan out. I don't know. Is Redcat my boss? First of all, I am a Rotorite cast member. I am very proud to be a Rotorite cast member. I am not a Rotorite employee. I don't work for Rotorite, the company. Rotorite doesn't hire me or employ me. I'm not a contractor for Rotorite. I do use affiliate links for the Rotorite store, just like I do lots of other stores. So every so often they do pay me money, but not as an employee. So no, Redcat's not my boss. I actually was a Rotorite employee for a while. I still work, had my FPV know-it-all thing, but I was from about, I think, gosh, was it 2000? About January 2018 to about the end of 2018, I was on the books with Rotorite doing the Quad Camp thing. Some of you may remember Quad Camp and other projects. But Drew kept asking me to do things, and it just didn't sit well with me. And finally, I was like, I'm gonna not be your employee anymore. No hard feelings, and I mean that. I was just like, it turns out I would rather just spend my time working on my own brand and come shoot episodes with you. But I guess that means that you're not going to pay me anymore. So, no, he would be like, he's not like get you coffee, says 577. No, he'd be like, hey, we've got this product. Do you want to do a review of it? And I'd be like, no, not really. And then I'd feel bad because I was getting paid as an employee. So it kind of felt like and at some point I was like, nah, I think I'd rather just be right like this. So, so I only say, oh, I got to stop. Hold on. I got to stop my OneDrive is uploading. It's going to kill my stream. Hold on. Pause syncing. How much further in, how much more do we have to go? 50 out of 54.2 gig. Oh, that's close. I think I better pause it. So, yeah. So I don't work. Yeah. So this all is, I'm not looking at all this from the outside. I would like to say, I asked Drew if he wanted to come on the stream tonight. And because I knew you guys would want to talk about this. And he said, I need a few minutes to get ready. But how about I come on the stream at 9? I was like, yes. So Drew is going to be coming on the stream at 9 o'clock. And we could ask him all the questions about all that stuff. How much is your integrity worth, says Spudnik? More than Rotorite can afford. I mean, Rotorite never... Rotorite never asked me to do or say anything I didn't believe in. Right? Rotorite has never... I mean, I can only speak for myself. When Rotorite has a product and they show it to the pilots and they say, hey, what do you think of this? And if we go, it sucks, then they're like, okay, and then they make it better. At no point does someone say, here, I need you to do a review of this, and it needs to be positive. Yeah. It's just, there's no conflict with integrity and my position at Rotorite. It just, I just don't like, I want to decide what I'm going to do every day. Turns out, once you get a taste of that, it's hard to go back. Gray 1 FPV, good question. Does this mean Rotorite pilots will have to stop using DJI so much? Jeremy Sarge, will Rotorite still use DJI, or will they all go back to analog? I can tell you, so I was on the phone call when we were told that this was going to happen. And that was the question. People were like, yeah, but we're still going to fly DJI, right? Right? So I got to tell you, the idea that people like Drew himself will be the first. Have you seen Drew go, DJI, baby, analog's dead? Did you see the 10 FPV trends that need to die? And Drew was like, how about analog? Needs to die. Drew is the biggest fan of DJI, and if you think that's because DJI sponsored a couple of Rotorite episodes and then stopped sponsoring episodes, no. He is sincere, and as Lethal Bard says, no one's coming back to analog after flying DJI. Yeah, once you get used to do you remember standard definition? You ever watch old television shows that are in standard definition, and you're like, oh my god, they look so bad. That's what it feels like going back to analog. I still fly analog for reasons, but it's not because like, oh, I love analog. No, Corey, Zoe, I mean, again, I don't want to put words in their mouth. They can speak for themselves, but I would say that their enthusiasm for DJI is sincere. Yeah, it's not a ridiculous question, but even Fat Shark is not going back to analog. Fat Shark's whole goal right now is to develop a digital system that competes with DJI. So no, I don't think any of the Rotorite pilots are going to like just go straight back to analog, but neither is Fat Shark. Kringle says that last Rotorite rocket episode was a DJI infomercial that was sponsored by DJI, wasn't it? It was sponsored by DJI. That's not a secret. Phantom FPV, good to see you here, man. What's up, Phantom? So I'm going to save some of these answers for Drew when he comes on. Things like, what is Rotorite's intentions and so forth. Bear in mind, though, Redcat owns Rotorite. Redcat owns Fat Shark. Drew is the president of Rotorite. He can only speak for Rotorite, not for Fat Shark or Redcat in a sense. So, is there a time span for bite frosts at Gray 1 FPV? I mean, you mean shark bite is what they're calling it now. I mean, they seemed like they thought they were on the cusp of releasing, then kind of it wasn't ready. I don't know. But what I've always said, and I'll say it again, here's it's an uphill battle. I mean, when I got there, we got a phone call, we got a meeting. Can everybody make a phone call tomorrow morning? Whenever, like, okay, well, turns out Redcat's going to acquire Fat Shark. I was like, what? Fat Shark? They make the analog goggles? Yeah, we're buying them. Oh, okay. Why? It's a good question. Because here's Sharkbite, and what we've seen of Sharkbite is not as good as what we've seen of DJI. Sharkbite, if it lived up to all of its potential, still doesn't have the range of DJI, and the image quality is different. Some would say worse, some would say better, depending on how it degrades. So for every month that Fat Shark doesn't have Sharkbite on the market, DJI pulls more ahead. That's the thing, that's the thought that I had. It's not like DJI is going 60 miles an hour and Fat Shark's going 60 miles an hour, but DJI just got to jump off the line. And if Fat Shark can just speed up, they'll catch up. DJI is going 100 miles an hour, and they haven't even got the pedal all the way to the floor because they have an infinite amount of money and so many engineers. It's ridiculous. So DJI, Fat Shark, if they're behind now, for every month they don't have a product on the line, they get more behind. So then you're like, well, okay, just jump on in. And it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. But I will say this. I will say that rotorite pilots fly what they believe in. Think about it. We don't get paid to go shoot episodes. Like, that's not a secret. We just do it because it's fun, or because we want to do it, or because it helps our personal YouTube channels get bigger, or because it helps sell our motors. Again, I can only speak for my own self. So then if somebody comes and says, I need you to lie about this product and say it's good when really you don't think it's good. Why? What's our motivation to do that? All we have is our integrity. Anyway. That's my fear too, Lethal Bard. My fear too is DJI dropped 50 megabit per second mode. They didn't have to do that. Why did DJI drop 50 megabit per second mode? Who were they competing against? They had no competition. They were destroying everything else, and they gave us 50 megabit per second mode for free just because they were like, whatever, here, take it. If they actually wanted to put a competitor in the ground, what could they deliver? It's almost terrifying. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at some of these questions coming in. Stan asks, if a rotorite pilot destroys their quad during a shoot, is that their own problem? Stan, I can't. That I've seen that go different ways. Drew, in general, is very generous with replacing parts. Like, I have back there on the wall an HD1 quad, a rotorite HD1 quad. Rotorite gave me all of the parts to build that quad: blaster motors, air unit, flight controller. They gave me that entire quad specifically so I could use it in episodes. And I have since destroyed it and said, hey, I need another frame. I need some more motors. And I've gotten them. I also have showed up at shoots with my own personal quads. Sometimes I break them. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm entitled to a spare part. Sometimes I don't. I don't know if there's like an official policy. It's been, there are different circumstances and situations. But it isn't always true that if you show up and you like trash your quad, it's 100% covered. Like sometimes somebody will be like, hey, I'm going to go fly over the water. And it'll be like, well, okay, if you want to do that, we'll film it. But if you lose your quad, we're not buying you another quad. It's up to you. Because most of the time when you're shooting a rotorite episode, you're shooting for the episode, but you're also shooting for your own channel. And that's why it's not always clear, like, who's responsible for this crash, sort of financially. Because like when I get there, they paid for my travel, right? They're paying for my food. They're paying for my lodging. And I'm going to shoot episodes, but also we're going to go to this epic location and I'm going to get a freestyle run for my channel, and that helps me. So it's a little 50-50. Anyway. Good question. Let's see. Anyway, Drew is going to be on at 9 p.m. In about 45 minutes, he says he'll come on, and we can ask him questions about this whole thing. I thought you guys would be... I normally focus on your Q&A and don't like do live interviews because I don't think that's what you come for, but I thought you guys would appreciate that today. I agree that we have great chemistry, T. Simon. T. Simon says Drew and JB have great chemistry. I do appreciate that. Am I making freestyle? Shut up, Spodnik. I make a freestyle editor too. Thank you, Bot Grinder. Bot Grinder's here. Thank you for being here. I did a Among Us live stream with Bot Grinder on his Twitch channel last Tuesday, and he invited me to do another one. I might be doing it again this Tuesday. X-Flip blows them both out of the water. No. Let's just real quick take a look at what we got going on here. This is my main screen right here. You can see I have I've got 3 screens here. 1, 2, 3. See, sometimes I feel like I need a 4th, but here's my main screen. I got your chat right here. I'm going to be taking your questions. V-Fly Smoke Stopper. V-Fly, yes, amazing. I'm going to be taking your questions here. If you could restart your way to drone flying, would you do it the same way? Christian Schmidt, I couldn't imagine doing it any other way and being as successful. I have no idea why I'm as successful as I am, so I wouldn't change a thing because I'm sure I would screw it up. Right up here, this is my Discord server. Hello, Patron. Oh, well, I forgot to scroll down again. This is my Discord server. Hello, Discord. These lovely people are my patrons on my Discord server. Thank you guys so much. If you want to become one of them, there's a link in the video description. You can subscribe for as little as $2 a month and hang out on this amazing server with all these amazing people who answer questions and chat and whatnot. And if you want to make sure I get to your question today, or if you have a question for Drew, hit the $ right down here at the bottom, show your support, and leave a super chat. Where can you get the Axie HD combo, asks Derek Eicher. Derek, I have it on good word that they will be in stock at Get FPV probably this week. I don't want to make promises, but I have been trying to schedule when the video is going to come out, and it's soon. Maybe not this week, maybe next week, but like very soon. The only place to get the Axie HD combo is at Get FPV. That's their brand. As far as I know, that's the only place to have it. Mike Bergman, does Chad Capper own Redcat? No, sir, Mike Bergman. Chad Capper joined Redcat. I think his official position is like a marketing something, maybe a C-level marketing. So he is a, let's say he's an executive at Redcat. Redcat is, I believe, owned by Jeff Thompson, is the guy who owns Redcat. Danny Hardjono, this is Patron Only. Danny, Chief Marketing Officer, says revise is Chad's title. Stan asks, did A Day at the Range send you that email yet? A Day at the Range did send me emails showing pictures of the DJI goggles setup that he made. He asked me not to show him on stream for reasons, and I was like, well, what good is it? He did send, I don't know why they weren't coming through. Maybe there's some problem with Microsoft Outlook, but he did. He did send them to me. And other people were asking, do you believe him? I do believe him, personally, but who cares? It's not a product that you're ever going to be able to buy. So if you don't believe him, that's fine too. Phantoms saying hi to all his friends here. Let's see here. So let's get some super chats out of the way before we get to the Drew Camden interview. When am I going to do the giveaway? Has the giveaway date passed? People are asking about my monthly giveaway. You guys, I understand your enthusiasm. I'm always just a little late to get to announcing the winners. It doesn't change the results. How long? When did I say the giveaway cutoff was? I know you're in a hurry. It's like, it's just another to-do item for me, though. The cutoff is October 6th. You guys asking for giveaway information. Like, when am I going to do the giveaway? The cutoff for entries is midnight, October 6th, 2020. It is currently October 5th, 2020. Therefore, I cannot draw the giveaway yet. Come on, guys. I'm not late yet. I will be late, but I'm not late currently. Bonkers FPV, thank you for a $5 super chat. Is there a way to run 48K ESC with Betaflight 4.2 without the 4.2 wobble? Yeah, Bonkers FPV. So Betaflight 4.2 has some issues with low throttle instability. One way to solve that is to go from 48K down to 24K PWM. But that's not the only way. If you want to run 48K, another thing that I like to do is disable dmin. I do that on all my quads. The dmin helps prevent hot motors. But if you don't have hot motors anyway, turn it off. It just keeps things more predictable. So disable dmin and raise D-gain just a little bit. Maybe raise your D-gain slider maybe to 1.2 or 1.1, and that should help. Let's see here. Slappy one, thank you for a $10 super chat. Following the Betaflight 4.2 in-depth PID tune on 6S, what changes do I need to consider when performing this on a 3-inch rig? Slappy one, the things I do in that video, the in-depth PID tune video, that is the beginning of every PID tune I do. Number 1, get RPM filter working. Number 2, move the filter sliders as far to the right as the quad will allow. And then I tune from there, right? The only major difference is that there is the gyro low cutoff. The gyro high cutoff. Well, let me show it to you because I'm going to say it and it's not going to really click. There's only one difference in the 3-inch quad. Hold on. So on a 3-inch quad, we go to the PID tuning tab, we go to the filters tab, and then right down here, we got this section. The only difference is that for a 5-inch, you set the max hertz to 350, and for like a 3-inch and below, you set that to a higher number. As high as maybe 700. And I don't actually know how it scales. Like for a 3-inch is right at the line where you start thinking about raising it. The actual number depends on the prop RPM. If I were tuning a 3-inch, I would probably put this at 700 instead of 350, but everything else is going to be about the same. And then you have a solid foundation to start tweaking the actual PIDs, which is going to be totally different for a 3-inch versus a 6-inch. But I didn't even get to that part. The foundation of every tune is get RPM filter working, go to the filters, and push the filters as far to the right as you can without getting hot motors or flyaways. Ideally, I get the filters all the way to 2.0, although not every quad can do that. And then also set this first to the settings I show in that video, which are... This is the same for every quad. 0, 250Q, 90 min, and either 350 for a 5-inch and up or 700 for maybe a 3-inch or below. And between those, I'm not sure. Then tune the PIDs, right? Disable dmin. That's another thing I do on every quad. You guys cannot see what I'm doing because I have the screen zoomed. Sorry about that. Disable dmin is another thing I do on every one. Ram Media asks, how can I see my drone battery in my DJI goggles? You need to connect the white and the gray wire, the TX and the RX wire from the air unit to the flight controller. Don't forget that TX goes to RX and RX goes to TX. Then you go to the ports tab, and for whichever UART you wired the gray and the white wire to, you enable MSP. So a lot of people get this wrong. They'll enable serial RX, or some people enable smart port, smart audio, although I'm not sure why. You want to enable MSP. That'll get it working. Why do you disable dmin? Asks O-Town Dom. Dmin, the purpose of dmin is to solve hot motors by lowering the D-gain when the quad is moving stably and raising the D-gain when the quad is doing flippy flops. But if your motors aren't hot, then leaving the D gain at a constant number gives more consistent results. If you have dmin on, then you have to think about tuning the dmin. When should it boost? When should it be stable? And the defaults aren't always right. By disabling it, it just takes away one thing that you need to tune. And if your motors aren't hot, then it's not necessary. A day at the range, thanks for $5. I did get his emails. They did come through. They did have pictures of what he claims to be the HDMI output box. I can't show them to you. He asked me not to show them to you. So now it looks like I'm just lying to cover up. I don't really care. It's all pointless because his product is either he invented this cool product and then DJI paid him off to never release it, or he's trolling us all. Although here's the thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this stream. If he was going to lie and troll us, why would he make up the bit about reading from the SD card? Why wouldn't he just say he enabled HDMI output via USB-C through Magic? Why would he not make up a more enticing lie? That's why I believe him. Cement Kid, liking my shirt. Look at this. Thank you for mentioning it, Cement Kid. This shirt, if you like it, you can get it. By the way, thanks to Revert FPV, who is the artist who made this shirt. And if you like this shirt, you can get it at my Teespring store. My Teespring store. And I'm going to be doing more featured artists over the months. With more art. So, look forward to that. Maybe, the thing is, here's why I'm tired of this whole conversation. I'm tired of this whole conversation, and I want to get past it, but I just can't resist, apparently. This time, for real, I'll be done. Who cares? Who cares? Like, either you believe him or you don't. It's completely faith-based at this point. No one has evidence, even me who has seen pictures of oh, those pictures could be a lie, too. So, it's either you believe me or you don't. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway. Is Patrons giveaway only for the $5 tier now? Asks Long Dollar Bill. No, Long Dollar Bill. My patron giveaways are open to everyone, including non-patrons. Here's what I do. It's not legal to charge money in the United States for a random giveaway. A lot of people do it. They'll do patrons only giveaways. That's technically not legal, and it's against the Patreon terms of service as well. So all of my patron giveaways are open to all patrons at any level and anybody else who happens to come by and read that the giveaway's been announced. But of course, patrons get an email notification when the giveaway is announced. So, yeah. Anyway. Tyler Harris, thank you for a $5 super chat. Thanks for all the help in the past. How do I get rid of lots of vibrations in my footage? Using an ND8 filter on your GoPro is a good start, but if the vibrations that'll get rid of just a little bit of jello, but it won't get rid of major vibrations. If you actually have vibrations, the first thing I want to do is determine if it is in the HD cam or the FPV cam. If it's in both cams, then the whole quad has vibrations, and you need to sort it out, figure out where the vibrations are coming from. Do you have a out of balance motor, an off balance prop? Is your frame cracked? Is your camera loose? Figure out where the vibrations are coming from and fix them. That's the start. An ND8 filter can only do so much. And unfortunately, it's mostly process of elimination. The first thing I do is I see if the vibration is visible in both cameras. If it's only visible in the HD cam, it's possible it's your GoPro mount is vibrating. But it's also possible because the SD camera just doesn't pick up vibrations as much because it's standard definition. Moblades, that's a good point. If you're recording in 30 frames per second, it will hide some vibration. If you're recording in 60 frames per second or more, it picks up more of the vibrations. That's a really good point. I like to record at 2.7K 30. And one reason that I do that is that the 30 FPS hides a little bit of vibrations. So I agree. That's a really good tip, Moblades. Rain Dog says, my charger is screaming and I'm suspicious of the wiring on a Tattoo 4S 650 milliamp hour. They have 4 black wires ending in a red wire, not starting off with a single colored lead like my RDQs. Should I rewire them? No. Rain Dog and everyone else, there is no standard wiring scheme for balance connectors. So like this battery, this is a Race Day Quads battery. It has a bunch of reds and a black. Is the black ground? I mean, maybe the black is the negative wire. Probably, but you can't be sure. This is a CHAST. It has 1 red and 4 blacks. Is the red the high? The positive? Maybe. You don't know. In this case, just looking at the connectors, it does look like that's the case. There is no standard for the colors of wires on a balance connector. Just plug it into a battery checker and see if it reads correctly. It's probably wired correctly, though. Hang on. Night 31 FPV, thanks for a $5 super chat. I put the Brother Hobby 2806.5 1700 kV for 7-inch. Then I slapped it on a 4-foot wing, but the motor smoked mid-flight with an 80 amp 6S ESC. Why? Okay, first of all, forget about the ESC. The ESC won't make the motor smoke. The motor smoked because you were overpropping it. That has to be the answer. Why were you overpropping it? I don't know. 2806 1700 kV feels okay for 7-inch, but I mean, you smoked it. You smoked it. So that tells you it was overpropped. I assume it was on 6S. 6S 1700 kV is a little bit high kV. I mean, 6S 1700 kV is fine for 5-inch, okay for 6-inch, and under some conditions would be okay for 7-inch. But here's the difference between a multi-rotor and a wing. With a wing, you put the throttle at a given position and you leave it there. With a quadcopter, you're constantly up and down, and the motor gets a chance to cool off. So you can get away with overpropping a motor more on a multi-rotor than on a wing. So my guess is that 1700 kV is just too high of a kV for that prop, especially if it was a tri-blade prop, and you just were at whatever 3/4 throttle, and you just overpropped it. Good point, FP Drew. What was the pitch of that 7-inch prop? Was it a 2-blade or a 3-blade? I think that you had in your head that you could use 1700 kV with 7-inch, but that's a multi-rotor answer, and on a fixed wing, that's not going to fly. I mean, but I'm not an expert on fixed wings, so I don't know. I'm just reading what the chat says. Phantom FPV, thanks for a $5 super chat. Ron Grant, thanks for a $5 super chat. How do you tune a frame with a lot of resonance via dynamic notch filters? Ron Grant, the beauty of it is that you start with RPM filters, which fixes the motor fundamentals. Then you need the dynamic filter to take care of the frame resonance. The default settings, the recommended settings for Betaflight with the dynamic filter, leave the dynamic filter free to help take care of frame resonance. However, if you have a lot of resonance on all 3 axes, the answer is get a different frame. Stop wasting your life trying to fix an effed up frame and just get a different frame that doesn't have resonance. There's only so much you can do. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a fundamentally damaged frame, a fundamentally badly designed frame. Big Oily Guy, thanks for $5. Day at the Range, thanks for 10 more bucks. Guillermo Nespolo, thanks for 20. Argentinian, I think he's in Argentina. Guillermo was also in Bot Grinder's Among Us game last Tuesday, so we got to. I think I yelled at him. I didn't know who he was. Guillermo Nespolo is a regular on my channel and all throughout FPV. He did the opening graphics for my channel. And somebody came on and he was like, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear my mic? Is my mic on?" And of course we're playing Among Us, so nobody's talking. And I'm like, "Stop talking during the game." Sorry, Guillermo. That was rude of me. I felt a little bad afterwards. Only a little. King Donor, thank you for 5 Swiss francs, I believe. Searching for a more advanced 5-inch freestyle quad to build, around 200 to 400 bucks. How about, I mean, yeah, 200 to 400 bucks. Some of the Catalyst Machine Works builds come in at that point. The thing is, by the time you're in that price range, you're just going to pick parts and build them yourself, right? Like, what's a more advanced quad? Go to rotorbuilds.com and find one you like the look of. I don't know. It's not that I couldn't mute my mic, Old Gravy Leg. It's that I didn't want to. Just lazy. Thought I heard some fireworks there for a minute. Have I selected a frame for my perfect freestyle build? Asks Mozer in the Discord. I'm leaning toward the FPV Cycle Glide and or the Halo RC Osiris. I really feel like I really feel like the performance of the Caddx Vista is going to prove to be adequate. That I won't want the extra weight of the DJI Air unit. So, Coelho FPV, thanks for $5. Carlos Botros, thank you for $5. I'm having problems getting LQ on my DJI goggles. It's only showing RSSI, but it's stuck at 49. Carlos, the first thing you got to do is, why are my neighbors shooting fireworks? What is there a celebration this weekend, or are they just rednecks? What holiday is it? It's not a holiday. Okay, my neighbors are just rednecks. If you hear fireworks, that's why. Trust me, it's not a gun. I know what gunshots outside. I know what it sounds like when my neighbors shoot off guns. That isn't it. Carlos, the first thing you got to do is, the DJI goggle is showing RSSI, but it's stuck at 49. That's good news because it means. Let me shut the window. I have the window open because it's a nice, cool temperature outside, but I don't think you guys need to hear that. Hold on one second. Joe Hannock, I feel like getting DJI. Should I stick to Crossfire? In my opinion, yes. I prefer the having your choice of transmitter, and I prefer the range of Crossfire. Also, it's nice knowing that if my video signal drops out, I still have Crossfire link in case I might want to fly through it. Carlos Botros, you have RSSI, but it's stuck at 49. What that means is that your DJI goggle is reading RSSI. So all you got, the problem is that you have your aux channel set up wrong. The aux channel goes to 1500 at the default, at the middle position. And so that's why it's reading 49 RSSI. You have the wrong aux channel selected. What you need to do is get LQ mapped to the aux channel, and then select the correct aux channel in the receiver tab. If you're using Crossfire, you need to go into the Crossfire receiver configuration and set, for example, aux4 channel 8 as LQ, and then in the receiver tab, set aux4 as the RSSI channel. Then the DJI goggle will read RSSI, which will actually be LQ. Did that make sense? I'm gonna make a video about that. Somebody's got to have made a video about this, right? Yeah. So, Carlos Botros, if you need help, here is a tutorial from Oscar Lang showing how to do it. This is exactly the method that I discussed. No. What about LQ? Oh, here's the instructions. Yeah, that's what we want. This is what you want to do. Zorro is here. Okay. Zorro also played Among Us, and I killed him a lot. And then he accused me of killing when I didn't. I guess I had it coming. Sub Bunny, thanks for a $5 super chat. Why do the Betaflight PID sliders not affect the yaw axis? When I do a slow yaw spin, there's a low frequency bobble. Do they not affect the yaw axis? You can always tune the yaw axis manually, I suppose. I'm surprised to hear that they don't do that. Do you know? No, I don't know that 300-pound gorilla. I don't know if they fixed the Creality CR6SE's mainboard shorting out problem. I'm not enough of a 3D printer guy to know the answer to that. In the PID tuning tab, when we move the sliders, yeah, the yaw axis is affected. Look, when I turn the PD gain up, the yaw axis is affected. Now, the yaw axis does not have any D gain. The reason the yaw axis doesn't have D gain is that the yaw axis doesn't respond fast enough to make D gain matter. Oh my God. And now my moderators have started. Zorro just timed out Guillermo. The moderators have started trolling each other. I make people moderators just so their name shows up in blue. So I see that when there's somebody who shows up and I'm like, oh. Yeah, Sub Bunny, D gain, the yaw axis doesn't have D at all. So the D term doesn't make a difference on the yaw axis because the yaw axis is not responsive enough to need D gain, so it just makes it not work. Low frequency bobble wouldn't be fixed by D. That's something else. John Larson, thanks for a $5 super chat. My favorite prop, the 51466, will not fit my frame. Do you have a recommended 5-inch of similar pitch that you like? What frame doesn't fit a 51466? That's a pretty standard size. I mean, I guess you need to go to a 5046, like the HQ 5046. Electronaut, thank you for a $20 super chat. You and your videos have helped me tremendously. Thank you. I'll be a Patreon subscriber tonight. You're smarter than you look. Haha. Thank you very much for your donation. Marley Leppo, thanks for 50 Norwegian kroner. Alan Lay, thank you for a $10 super chat. Do you have a video or can you make a video specifically about how to tune? I just saw you explaining earlier about how to tune a 3-inch, but I'm still lost. Here's the video that we're talking about. This is the video that we're talking... Stop. This is the video that we're talking about. Betaflight 4.2 in-depth PID tune on 6S. So that's the place I would suggest you start, Alan Lay. It's a practical tutorial, but the steps are going to be the same. At least the first few steps are going to be the same for almost any build, and hopefully it will give you some perspective. Drib is joining at 9 p.m., Justin Productions. He said he would join at 9 p.m. Vampire 49.97, thanks for $2. And I'm caught up on Super Chats. Yay! Let me get a question here from the Discord. B-Rye FPV says, one of my motors has a little resistance when spinning by hand and spins up more slowly than the other three when I do a full punch-out. I get a pronounced stutter. Should I assume the motor's damaged and change it? Yeah. I mean, in theory, it could be the ESC, but I would always start by swapping the motor. Can I transfer my QX7S SD card content to my Tango 2? That'll get all my modes and switch setups, asks Calabrese 221. Calabrese, the SD card contents are different for each radio type. So a QX7 is going to have a slightly different SD card contents than like an X9D. The main way that they're different is in the screen size. And so the contents of the SD card vary, but there are a few other, there are a lot of things that are the same, but there are some differences. I wouldn't copy the SD card contents directly from a QX7 over to a Tango 2 unless I knew for a fact that the Tango 2 was based on the QX7's SD card structure, which I wouldn't assume that. So no, I wouldn't do that. I would download the SD card contents correctly. What would you recommend for a high-power 5.8 gig VTX, the Unify Pro 32 or the Rush Tank? Asks the Blind FPV. Blind FPV, you can't go wrong with the TBS Unify Pro 32. That's just clearly, if it's not the best, it's certainly tied for the best. The Rush Tank, I feel, is an incredible value. Rush Tank Ultimate, I mean, like, in order to tell whether it's as good as a TBS Unify, you'd have to like pull 100 of them off the production line or off the shelf and test them, and nobody's going to do that. But my gut feeling is the Rush Tank Ultimate is very good for the money. Another one that I personally have had good luck with is the iFlight Force. In fact, I had a Rush Tank Ultimate Mini. This is a 20 by 20 VTX that outputs 800 milliwatts. I think it's one of the only 20. Does anybody know any other 20 millimeter VTXs that output 800 milliwatts? I have not looked extensively, but I haven't seen any. I had one of those on one of my builds, and I flew it back to back with a quad with the iFlight Force on it, and the iFlight Force did better. Now that's a sample size of one, but I was impressed with the iFlight Force. So the Lumineer knockoff Rush Tank Mini, says Underdog FPV. Is that pretty much the same one? How can I conformal coat my TBS Unify Pro 32? I mean, I guess if you really wanted to do that, Ken Mac, you would need to open it up. I'm not sure why you want to do that. Is that really necessary? Mark Polterak is talking about the remote ID and asking, will we still be able to fly an FPV in AMA fields when remote ID goes through? To which I say, are you allowed to fly FPV in AMA fields now? Because a lot of AMA fields don't let you fly FPV, even if they could. Giuliano Jungle, thank you for 1890. Are they reais? Are they Brazilian reais? I'm guessing. Will we ever have a TBS Pro 32 Nano versus Immersion RC Nano Tramp video from you? Yeah, let me get right on that. I don't think I want to stick my arm in that nest. Me and Trappy are getting along right now. Let's just say that if you can't decide between a Pro 32 Nano and Immersion RC Nano Tramp without looking at test results, think about it. Pro 32 Nano goes up to like 1 watt or 800 milliwatts. Nano Tramp maxes out at like 400 or 500 milliwatts if I remember correctly. Nano Tramp's super tiny. Pro 32 not super tiny. They're just completely different products. So, Lowly Pop, thanks for 20 Canadian dollars. Couple of beers on me. Thank you so much, Lonely Pop. Monkeyshine FPV, thanks for $5. I'm having issues with your new F7 flight controller. I paired it with your 4-in-1 ESC. No power to the flight controller. ESC and flight controller are hot to the touch. Well, I mean, Monkeyshine, number one, you should be leaving this feedback in the feedback form, which the pre-testers got. And then I would test with a multimeter. In a situation like that where the flight controller doesn't power up, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test. I'm going to look on the VBAT pad, which is... No. I'm going to look on the VBAT pad to confirm that the flight controller is getting VBAT. And if it's not, then it's a wiring issue. If it is, then it's a regulator issue. I mean, you could have a bad regulator. It's possible. Ken Max says, I mean, I want to conformal coat my Unify because I assume water can get in there. I mean, you're not wrong. I would check if it's conformal coated from the factory. I think there's a fair chance it might be. T. Simon says, I'm trying to build my first race frame. The Vista unit has M2 screws, but the flight controller has M3 screws. Any suggestions? And the Vista, yeah. I mean, you need an M2 to M3 step down. I think it would be great if somebody made like a nylon standoff that had an M3 female and an M2 male. That would be amazing. I don't know that such a thing exists. So the other thing you can do, T. Simon, is you can make or 3D print an M3 step down like a bushing. You can make like a bushing that goes into the flight controller and adapts the M3 hole to an M2 screw. So that's probably the fix. Yep. Will there be more digital FPV competition? I think that would be amazing. I think it's a tough battle, though. What do you think is the best freestyle frame on the market? Asks CJR4212. No way to pick a single best one. It just depends on your priorities. If you look at frames like the like Vortex's Bandolero, it's a big honkin' heavy frame, 6mm plates, everything. It weighs, I don't know what it weighs, 250 grams for the frame alone. I made that up. It's designed to just smash the crap out of it and never break. You look at a frame like the FPV Cycle Glide. It's got 3mm plates. It's designed, it's 80 grams, designed to be light, reasonably durable, but more lightweight. And then you look at racing frames that come in at 60 grams. What's the best freestyle frame in the market? It really depends on your priorities. You couldn't pick just one. What do I think is the best freestyle frame in the market? I am, for my next build, I am leaning towards the FPV Cycle Glide as a good compromise between a lightweight and reasonably durable. Could you just tap, OCD FPV says, could you just tap the M2 thread to an M3 on the M2 standoff? Plausible, OCD, but how much spare nylon do you have to tap it out? I'm not sure that you would actually have enough material there to tap an M2 standoff out to an M3. I'm skeptical. What about the invisible 360 drone? Asks O-Town Dom in the regular YouTube chat. Yeah, I did an interview with Stan FPV about the invisible 360 drone. I did an interview with him. Stan FPV was such a cool guy to interview too. I have to say, he was a real pleasure to interview. Really down to earth guy. Did not at all seem jaded. I'm just sort of picking awkward freeze frames of his face. I'm trying to find a good one. It's so cool to meet somebody who just sincerely loves what he's doing. It really, really was nice. And he's got a really cool product with the Cinebird, the 3D camera that he's got. I think it's a really cool product. I don't know how much I'm gonna fly it, because I don't know how much I'm going to be doing that kind of flying. But if you want to do that kind of flying, it is probably the best way to do it. Let me check on Drew. Drew Camden is supposed to come on at 9 to talk about the Redcat acquisition of Fat Shark. Marley Leppo, thanks for 50 kroner. Norwegian kroner. Wrapping every component in Kapton tape, smart or stupid? Marley, I wrap like my receiver in Kapton tape because I'm too lazy to heat shrink it, but I don't wrap other things. So, Guillermo, Nespolo, and Zorro going at it in the chat, but they're both moderators, so there's nothing I can do about it. Hang on, hang on a second. Can I time out a moderator? I can. I can't. I'm sorry, Zorro. I'm just messing with you, dude. I can't undo his timeout. I can't undo his timeout. I'm sorry, Zorro. You gotta wait. I didn't even know if I could. Oh. Oh, Nick Sebring. Oh, Drew Camden will be here. Oh, he says he's ready when I am. Let me get a couple more of these super chats, and then we're going to bring Drew in, and we'll ask him all the hard questions about the Fat Shark acquisition. Carlos Botros, thanks for a $5 super chat. Glad to be a patron for a few months. I've got the Blackbird V2 2800 kV. They seem slower than the RCN Power 2306 2550 kV. Any reasons? Carlos, I haven't got personal experience with those motors, but let's talk generally. A 2800 kV motor should be faster at full throttle than a 2550 kV motor, right? It's not rocket science. The 2800 kV motor should make more RPM than the 2550 kV motor. Therefore, it should be faster. So why would it not be that way? One possibility is that you have a heavy prop and it lacks the torque. It lacks the torque to spin the prop to full RPM. Now, that's oftentimes if a motor is overpropped and lacks torque, it will accelerate slower, but it will get there. It will get to the max RPM. It just takes longer to get there. It's hard to know what you're actually experiencing. Like what prop? I wonder what prop you've got on it, for example. Yeah. That's one thing. I mean, it's hard to imagine you could overprop the Blackbird so much that it wouldn't achieve high RPMs, though. So what about your I mean, is all you did change the motors? You didn't do anything else? I don't know. All right. Jared Schnell, thank you for $3. Best battery for TX16S. I just used 21700 cells in a 2S configuration. You can get a LiPo as well. There's LiPos that go in there. I want somebody to make a LiPo battery for the Radiomaster that fills up the battery bay. It's a big battery bay. I think you get a pretty big honking battery in there. Highest kV motor I would put on my Xylo. I feel like up to about 2700 kV for 4S or 1900 kV for 6S is fine. Beyond that, you start really pushing it. All right, you guys got to give me a second. I'm going to call Mr. Drew Camden. And normally I will bring somebody into the stream and I'll get them ready to go before the stream starts. But Drew wasn't able to make it right at the beginning of the stream. So give me a minute to deal with all the technical nonsense. Hey there, Drew. Are you there? Are we getting... So I'm going to be... Oh, hang on. Maybe I could make it video. How do I select my camera for you? Hold on. Well, the problem is that how do I switch cameras in you can't switch cameras in Facebook Messenger. I could give you a camera. Well, you could share a camera. Turn your video on. Hang on. I'm there. Now you guys can hear Drew as well. Okay, Drew, you're on the stream. I'm trying to turn video on. It says requesting video. Shit. I fucking spilled my drink because I was thinking about the live stream. That sucks. That sucks a lot. It's not the worst, but it's not good. Hang on. There's Mr. Camden. Now we've lost him. I gotta get him. God damn it. The spill is spreading. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. We're live right now. Hang on. There, let me... That's not true. You're a good tuner. But that's not why you're here. You know that. People want to know... People want to... No. We got to keep this family friendly. Why is it... Oh, hang on. There, now you have audio. I don't know how that happened. No, hang on. What the hell? Hang on. Try again. No. Why does Drew not have audio? Hang on. Microphone, speakers. That's weird. Okay. Hang on, Drew. Why? Okay, there we go. Why is it not going over? Hang on. Okay, how about now?
Check.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Thank you, OBS. Okay.
Got audio, guys? Got
Drew,
audio?
talk.
Check.
Okay, yeah, they can hear you.
Woo! All
Okay.
right, well, now we have audio.
Yeah.
Now we have audio.
I am still cleaning up a spilled drink.
Finally.
It was-
Okay, so Bardwell's cleaning up a spill. So for now,
It's
I'm
Drew's.
just going to be doing his stream. So I'm reading the comments. O-Town Dom is here with a very important question. Did he sip a White Claw? Yes. Mango.
Drew.
Yes.
Drew. So, everyone wants to know how you plan to ruin Fat Shark. That's the first question.
Well,
Let's just dive right in.
just going straight for the hard balls. No, I mean, I'm not really going to have much say over Fat Shark. Fat Shark's still going to just do their thing. I mean, we were acquired by Redcat at the beginning of this year in January, and we haven't missed a Monday. We still upload every Monday. Store's still going strong. We just released a new frame, the HD1 XR. Really psyched about this, actually. So Rotorite's just done what Rotorite does, and Fat Shark's going to do the same. Fat Shark's going to do what Fat Shark does, but working together, I think we'll be able to, what's the word? Synergize.
Synergize. Business.
Synergize. Business, yes.
Will the new name of the company be Fat Cat?
Fat Cat.
Or
Riot, Red Riot, Fatty, Catty, Sharky, Warky, Woo Woo, something like that.
Good. One of the points I made was that, you know, Redcat owns Rotorite, Redcat owns Fat Shark. You are not actually in charge of Fat Shark.
No, I tried. I said, all right, and they said, no, you're not.
What? How will you deal with not being able to fly DJI anymore now that you are not allowed to? You have to go back to analog.
Greg from Fat Shark actually came to my house and took my DJI goggles and just looked me dead in the eye and just smashed them. Said, "Yeah, never again.
I own you now.
I
own
own
you now." No, in seriousness, one of the questions people are asking, and I gave some answers, but they're like, how all the Rotorite pilots have switched to DJI, and I think people think that we did that because DJI like paid us to, and they don't realize that we actually just think DJI is awesome.
No, I mean, so it's so fun. I mean, I remember when we started. So the DJI system came out. We partnered. We tested it. Thought it was awesome. I pitched a sponsorship to DJI. Said I love this system. I want to get it out there. And then when that kind of happened, I remember some of the Rotorite pilots, when we were telling them kind of some of the episodes we were going to be shooting. Well, are you going to make us wear DJI? Now, flash forward a year later, with this news breaking, are you going to make us wear Fat Shark?
Right.
Or are you going to make the pilot? And no, we've never made any of the Rotorite pilots use any sort of gear. I don't think I could. I don't think that would. I don't see what the point would be of that, right? The whole point is to get the pilot's perspective, enable them to do their thing. So we always want pilots to use whatever they want. We're still going to be supporting the DJI FPV system. It sells really well, so why wouldn't we? And I still think it's awesome. But I think we'll, there's a ton of pilots still flying analog technology, so being able to better support that is a good thing. And as Fat Shark develops new technologies, we can support that as well. As far as I'm concerned, I don't see why we can't continue to support DJI at the same time. So, I mean, for the time being, I'm still going to be flying DJI digital. We just released a sponsored episode today.
One of the points that I made was that if the day comes that a Rotorite pilot says this Fat Shark system is better than DJI, it will be because Fat Shark has released a better system.
Exactly. It rubs me that, like, you know, everyone jumped and said, oh, rotorite sold out to DJI, and no one came back and is apologizing and be like, hey, I'm sorry I called you a sellout. You know, now that I switched, I was just being a jerk. Like, no,
It's true. It's
I
true.
make banging flight videos. I'm not gonna fly anything that doesn't not let me make banging flight videos. That's just the bottom line, right?
507RC says, if you're selling both DJI and Fat Shark, what are the markets each one's aimed at? Like, who's the audience for each one?
That's a good question. I would say the Fat Shark product line, currently is geared towards more budget-friendly and more tinker-oriented people, whereas the DJI system is a more polished, consumer-friendly system, and definitely appeals to newcomers with the money to spend. So
Right.
people that really want to get into a technical hobby and enjoy learning about RF frequencies, using an analog system can be really fun. And there are, and when you're really pushing the limits of certain types of flight, there are places where analog is superior. So I guess, I would say analog's good for people that are trying to make their dollar go as far as possible, or that enjoy tinkering with RF, or are trying to do specific types of flight where there is still an analog advantage. And the DJI digital system is more, it's a polished system. It's like Apple.
Yeah.
It just works, but it does.
It's kind of true. Mostly.
Yeah. And micros. Yeah, analog's
Micros,
definitely
yeah.
good for micros. I've
Blind
just quit
FPV is pointing
micros.
that out.
I've just quit micros until we get digital micros.
I mean, you're not alone in that. There are definitely people who have just said, if I can't fly DJI, it's not worth it. And if micros don't support it, I'm just moving on.
Mm-hmm.
That is out there. I still fly some analog micros. I mean, I have the privilege of having both Fat Sharks and Orcas and DJIs, so I kind of don't have to decide. But Camel
we
Master,
see you still fly.
I do.
Every single option possible, right? So everything can exist.
So what other questions? What are the other questions that people? Let's see. What is I don't know how much you know about it. I mean, I don't know how much you were involved in the decision or how much it happened. I'm not trying to pry for private details, but I'm not sure how many questions you can answer. Like I said, this was a Redcat acquisition. It's not Rotorite acquired Fat Shark. Redcat acquired Fat Shark. I mean,
Right.
you run Rotorite. How much of your day to day actually touches on Redcat, and how much are you just kind of doing your thing?
That's an interesting question. I'd say 80-85% day to day is I'm just focused on Rotorite. I can call the CEO anytime I want. He always answers my calls, and I could be more or less involved with Redcat as I may or may not want to. But I mean, I was consulted on this, given that it is an FPV related company. Ultimately, I wasn't going to have the authority to push it ahead against other people's wishes or hold it back against, it ultimately wasn't my decision, but I did get to weigh in on it. And I do think that my input was considered. Like, I don't, I feel like I get to have an influence on what we're doing, and that's nice.
Here's a tough question, but it is a question that I think has to be asked, and it's one person asked it, so that's my excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Can Fat Shark actually beat DJI? Whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that means. That's the question. DJI is clearly a 800-pound gorilla with near infinite amounts of money.
Right.
So what is the end game here for Fat Shark, Redcat, and Rotorite?
I don't know if I don't know if, I mean, that's really speculative, But I mean, they're not the same. I mean, in a sense, I don't really even see DJI and Fat Shark competing in a sense. So I think that Fat Shark, I believe Fat Shark can come out with products that have advantages for certain customers over a DJI system, and that the DJI system will probably always have other advantages for a different type of customer, right? I think DJI will probably be better at delivering, polished consumer-friendly products, and Fat Shark will be quicker to innovate and put out more hobbyist-friendly products. Frankly, I think there are as a hobbyist, as a pro FPV user, there are shortcomings of the DJI system in that it is kind of locked down, but it's just so damn good. I don't care. I'm going to use it, right?
Yeah.
So a more open and configurable FPV system could certainly have its advantages. But I know that there are certain of our customers that they just love how easy it is, how easy the DJI system is to use, and it'd be pretty hard to win them over. But I also know some of our other customers, they just can't get over the closed nature of DJI, and they haven't been able to win them over, right? So again,
Right.
I think they're different customer segments.
MK says that to provide an alternative and competition, there's no need to have a winner. That's a good point, MK. I mean, if Fat Shark can provide something that is worth having, it's always good to have a second, to have an alternative for those people for whom DJI isn't the right decision. I think that I think that there's very few companies out there who could beat DJI at being DJI. Look at Skydio. Skydio has come out with a camera drone that actually competes with DJI, and who else? Not many.
Right.
In the FPV segment, there's nobody who has enough of a budget to actually do that. But there are limitations to what DJI can do or is willing to do. As a result of who they are and how big they are, and that leaves room for someone to come along and kind of fill in the niches that they're not willing or unable to fill, and that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what else.
Can I grab a question?
Yeah, go for
So
it.
this one is from Frosty12. What exactly is Redcat as a company? I wanted to grab this one because this is the question I've probably been smacked most today. Actually, I got stopped out in the world. Someone recognized me and was like, "Oh, hey!" And we talked for a minute. He's like, "So, what is Redcat?" Kind of went straight to that. And the way I've been answering this, and this may seem like a roundabout answer, is, do you know the company that owns Vans shoes? And you probably don't.
I
But
don't.
there's a company that owns Vans called ZF Corporation. They're the same company that owns North Face and a bunch of other textile-related companies. You know why you don't know them? Because it doesn't matter. Because Vans shoes does what they want with skateboarding. North Face does what they want with, what are they, climbers or girls in Ugg boots, whatever, whatever, right? So essentially, both ZF Corporation and Redcats is a holding company that puts multiple related companies together, and here comes that buzzword again, synergizes their strengths to, sounds so good, synergize their strengths to optimize their efforts, right? But I mean, really, that's what the deal is with Redcat as a holding company. What Redcat does itself, they're developing various software technologies. DroneBox is something that we beta tested through rotorite as a support platform, and that's something that's being continued to develop. And they kind of have the ability to play with just different software-based products. But right now, what is Redcat? It's a holding company for various drone-related companies that can work together.
Sorry, man, I'm chatting as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, Old Gravy Leg says, well, this is, FPV is different than textiles. I think the point is that that there are lots of cases where there's a holding company or a corporate sort of overlord.
But what does that even mean? It's different from
yeah.
textiles.
This is a different market. I don't know.
Yeah.
MC's
but I think that
Creations-
speaks I think that's a really good example, actually, and that's why I keep gravitating towards it. In that within one company, you're able to touch on a skateboard market and a rock climbing market, right? And that they're able to each do their own thing. I don't think you've ever felt like North Face has stepped on Van's, ability to put on a pole jam.
I think there's an argument to be made that if there is a kind of a big company that's moving in, that coming together is one way to try to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
That will be, if I don't know what each company brings to the table that, necessarily, but let's see. We do have some super chats coming in. Aber the Ham, thanks for $5. Rooting for Rotor Shark to come out with something that finally gives DJI a run for their money. Yep, I do think competition is good. Carlos Botros, thanks for $5. I just got the Rotorite newsletter for the HD1 XR, up to 15 minutes of flight time. That's at 7-inch binded fly, right?
Yep, 7-inch. So, to get 15 minutes, you're probably going to be running a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. But, in our testing, we predominantly were really, because what I have the most of is a 1550. So most of my flights have been on a 1550 size battery, which still was getting me 6 or 7 minutes of flight, which is pretty cool. With a 2200, we got 9 or 10. And so you just go up and, you'll get to 15. Well, we say 15 because, eventually you just run out of space on the top plate. So the biggest battery we could fit on the top plate, I think Jordan got like 18 minutes or something, but 15 is more,
Yeah. Guillermo Nespolo, thanks for 50. What is the Argentinian currency? ARS. What is that? Are there people that don't like DJI as a brand, but they still use their system? Stingy, for example. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm curious to see the people who said, I hate Rotorite and I hate DJI, they suck, and I'm going to fly Fat Sharks because they're cool. And now Rotorite and Fat Shark are together, and Rotorite is doing sponsored episodes for DJI, and they're going to be like, well, who are you?
I don't know where to go.
Where are you going?
I don't know where to go. What is it?
Who do you hate now?
I guess I would remind that person that Rotor Riot does not own Fat Shark. Fat Shark is still going to be doing what Fat Shark wants. Regardless of Rotor Riot, there will be ways that we work together. You may someday see a co-branded product, maybe, but Fat Shark is a very strong brand. Like, there's no benefit here to squashing the Fat Shark brand and just slapping skulls on everything. Like, Fat Shark stands on its own, and a Fat Shark customer isn't necessarily a Rotor Riot customer, so you can still happily support Fat Shark while hating Rotor Riot.
There you go.
Go
Perfect.
for it.
Underdog FPV has a question, and also a similar question asked by John Larson. Thank you for a $5 super chat, John. Apologies, guys, if the super chats get a little slower, but obviously when we have a guest on, we're going to let the guest talk and take questions. I'm not going to interrupt Drew while I read super chats all the time, but I'll get to your super chats mostly.
You can just kick me out when you need to.
The question is, will this give Fat Shark more cash for R&D? Was this a mutually beneficial or a rescue operation? Now, I don't know how much of that you even can touch on, or what you know about, but it is a question that I think a lot of people are wondering. Like, what were the circumstances that led Fat Shark to go, yeah, I think I'd like to merge with Redcat or be acquired by Redcat or whatever it was?
I think that's a better question for Fat Shark, and they've addressed it. Their answer has been, this is going to enable us to do more, to develop more. Knowing Fat Shark's financials, I do not think it was a move of desperation. That's just my opinion. That is an opinion. I do not think that they are desperate, but they are hungry to innovate. They're hungry to keep developing, and they believe in what Redcat's trying to do and what Rotorite has been doing, and wanted to be part of the family, and I'm psyched to have them.
Yeah. Okay. A Day at the Range says, thanks for $10. A Day at the Range. Thanks, Drib. You're the reason I got DJI thing I did. Thank you. A Day at the Range. I don't know how much you keep up with the drama on my live stream, but he is a guy who developed custom firmware for the DJI goggles to allow them to do HDMI output.
What? Is this a thing?
And then,
Can we get it?
And then, well, here's the thing. And then, according to him, he was going to send me. He said DJI approached him and paid him basically not to release it.
That's awesome. Good job, man.
And then everybody else was like, yeah, sure. He sent me some photos that seemed
That's
legit.
awesome.
I hope it's true. Anyway, he says, you're the reason I got in the DJI thing I did. Thank you. MC's Creations, thanks for 5 reais. Budget guys like myself don't buy Fat Shark; they buy box goggles. It's true. I hope that Fat Shark makes great box goggles. Let's not forget, Fat Shark, the Scout, the Recon, great box goggles.
Yeah, I mean, as a headset company, Fat Shark's core competency is in headsets. I mean, it's odd that everyone equates Fat Shark with analog. Fat Shark, I mean, maybe they have at some point, but like they make goggles, right? If there was some company just made an HD module, Fat Shark would be, oh, perfect. We'll let you plug right in. But that doesn't exist. Now, Fat Shark has been trying to also, develop an HD module, but really what Fat Shark does is make the best headsets. And that, I've always stood by that opinion. I prefer the HDOs as a goggle to the DJI goggles, but I want that HD. So, we tolerate this, massive. I'll
tell you what I would take is a 2-inch screen, which is what the DJI, they currently have a 2-inch screen, OLED.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. The Fat Sharks, I mean, the OLED is a big difference. I would love to have OLEDs.
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
It's pretty
How much
nice.
would you pay for that?
That
OLED DJI goggle would be
I don't know if you, I don't really pay for things.
$850 or something.
They just send it to me. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. Ben Thornton, thank you for $5. My crystal ball says camera drones are going to start having FPV flying modes and vice versa. It'll all converge. I don't know about that. A lot of that has to do with the limitations of the flight controller and the hardware. Ron Grant, thank you for $5. He wants to know, Drew, when filming videos like Howl, how many quads do you take with you? How many quads for a session?
I only ever have 2 running at a time. I think
he's not joking. He's not joking.
Yeah. I don't break that much stuff, to be honest. I mean,
and I remember, I have a distinct memory of you when we were in LA. Like you were trying to get a particular line. You were just in the zone, and we were all like, "Hey, Drew, can we go eat?" And you were like, "Nope. I gotta get this." and he's like literally soldering motor. He's got a smashed motor, so he desolders the smashed motor, and he puts back on another motor that had like only a slightly bent bell. And he's like soldering it back on, like leaning on his leg with the TS100, trying to get that line. He really, when he says he has 2 working quads, he's completely serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. So
you don't break too much stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But
some people want to. A few people have asked. A few people seem to think that stuff is out of stock at the store. Is stuff out of stock at the store? And if so,
we've always had a stock problem. I'm fixing it.
Yeah.
Ask my employees about my demeanor today. I was grumpy.
So you acknowledge that it's a real issue.
I was grumpy today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're working on. I mean, we're all working really hard. It's just been one hit after another between Chinese holidays and coronavirus and shortage supplies. I mean, how can I phrase this without revealing? There's a particular supplier that we are buying out everything that we can, like, no one else is getting it. As soon as it hits America, we buy it at all. And like, we just can't get enough of it. So
it is worth pointing out that like wherever you shop probably is out of stock. It started, there was Chinese New Year in January, February, then coronavirus hit and production in China tanked. And then it takes 8 weeks to get anything across the ocean because airplanes aren't flying. basically the whole year of 2020, everybody has struggled to get stock. And especially, I think, with a smaller store that isn't doing huge volumes.
Yeah, we're not a huge volume store.
Right.
You know, but to be fair, I mean, we have kind of a reputation of being out of stock because prior to 2019, you know, it was a real issue. The companies that we had partnered with to do distribution at the time just really didn't meet our needs. You know, now flash forward to late 2019 and current, we're now in full control of our store. It's awesome. So, you know, now it's all on. We're out of stock. It's our fault. I can't blame anyone but us, and we're doing our best. And appreciate everyone that's, you know, supports us. And I have a lot of people message and say, hey man, I always check your store first. I always check your store first, but when you're out of stock, sometimes I gotta go somewhere else, and it bums me the heck out to hear that, but do appreciate it. And all I can say is we're gonna get there.
Yeah, good. Other people in the chat saying same thing playing out in the bicycle industry and the airsoft industry. Yeah, a lot of people. People are like, companies being out of stock, pre-orders, back orders. If you want anything these days, you pretty much just have to be willing to back order it and just wait. Yeah,
I mean, I know one guy. I was talking to him. He wants to get his DJI goggle, and I'm like, dude, you just gotta pre-order it. I'm sorry, like I just pre-order it. You gotta get your place in line.
You just gotta wait.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah,
because we got a lot coming.
June Loco, thanks for a $2 super chat. I think I'm going to pass on that question because if there is any kind of legal stuff going on, I wouldn't want to ask Drew to comment on it, and you know, I think I'm going to pass on that one. So, let's see. Can't even get pressure treated lumber. That's true. Lumber is super expensive right now. Apparently, a whole lot of people are building houses and buying houses, so all the lumber is going to giant builders. And
really,
there was a decrease in supply because of people being off work because of the coronavirus. So lumber is like 2 or 3 times as expensive as it normally has been. Yep. So.
Well, at least we got enough lumber to build that skate ramp in the rotorite warehouse. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see myself on that anytime soon.
Oh, we'll get you. Did you see Christian on Heelys?
You
missed my story? Did you see the story?
I don't know if I saw that. I'm not as up on Instagram as I could be.
Oh man,
could barely
I love
keep
that
up
kid.
with my own. Can't get electrical conduit. What else we got? Is that it? So have we answered all the questions anyone could ask? Ron Grant, thanks for a $5 super chat. Who is Finn? I don't know. The question makes
That's
no
just
sense
French for the for end.
Oh, at the end of your videos, feed.
Yeah.
That's what they put at the end of French
It's just
films.
like a cheesy thing. I just did it on my third video and haven't stopped since. I've been kind of thinking I want to change, you know, my little outro thing, but people freak out with change, you know. But I don't know what I would change it to. Open ideas.
Do you have an opinion about Immersion RC Ghost? Have you gotten a chance to try that?
I flew Immersion RC Ghost at the 2017 multi-GP event. Not at the event, but you know, I was with Tony Cake and I flew Ghost back then, and it was awesome. I haven't flown it since then. I don't have a need to. The gear I currently own is great, so I don't really have a need to spend money on anything. If Immersion wants to send me a system, I'd be happy to try it. But my Crossfire is chilling, so I'm good.
Yeah. My opinion on Ghost has been that it has a lot of potential, and I'm always happy to see a strong competitor out there. I think Ghost offers some things that Crossfire doesn't, especially for people wanting the lowest possible latency. But you can't argue with the fact that Crossfire is an incredibly mature technology, and anybody buying Ghost today is taking somewhat of a risk. And many people would happily be served by Crossfire and never notice. But I want to live in a world where a year from now, we're like Ghost and Crossfire head to head, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, I like the idea of competition. I mean, the Crossfire's just kind of owned the long range thing for like forever.
Well, they've owned. I mean, they've owned everything, even not just long range.
So I think competition's good. You know, it's not gonna. You know, it's just gonna make them work harder.
Aaron Bland asks this question. We kind of touched on it, but not really. That's interesting, Aaron. We've asked the question, how will Fat Shark change as a result of this acquisition?
Mhm.
But Aaron is asking, how will Rotorite change as a result of this acquisition? Any different answer?
No, I don't think rotorite's really going to change. I mean, I think that we will be able to better support, analog builds. Like our pre-built drones are our most popular product. I mean, kind of circling back to why are certain things out of stock, because all of our stock gets chewed up by our builds, right? So really our core operation right now is centered around pre-built drones. Like we make a lot of them, just cranking them out. And frankly, we've been really focused on the digital builds, and we're not going to decrease any of that. But now having a partner that has a lot of competency in kind of analog, we're going to be able to offer a lot more budget-friendly options. I wanted to say entry level, but it's like, again, it's kind of this weird thing where I think DJI, if you have the money, is such a great way to get into it because of how user-friendly it is. But if cost is your number one concern, there's obviously an advantage to sticking with an older analog technology.
Yeah. I still enjoy flying analog.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
That's on you.
I enjoy flying digital more. What about that FAA remote ID stuff? Is Rotorite, are we doing anything with that? What's the deal?
I mean, yeah, the community was all up in arms, protest, let's go, and then coronavirus hit, and most effort has kind of slowed down on that. I don't know.
I mean, FPV Freedom Coalition is still working. But
Yeah,
that's not really
that's all I can
Rotorite
say.
thing.
I mean, I still talk to Dave Messina, at least a couple times a month about what's going on with the FPV Freedom Coalition. I'm glad to know that I'm aware that there's someone in the world that that's their driving force every day is to protect hobby flight. So, yeah, I mean, he's still just going to Washington and attending DAC meetings, Drone Advisory Committee meetings, and trying to advocate for us.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I've noticed a new direction on your channel recently. You going with those RC cars? Dude,
the Traxxas are so fun. I don't know if I'm going to do too many more videos because they really didn't do well.
No!
You like them? I mean, I love making them.
Maybe I'll make them. I mean, I watched, I didn't, watch them.
I made one RC car video with the little 128 scale.
That thing blew up, right?
It's like 300,000 views. It's crazy. It's my biggest video ever. I'm like, what the hell? So then I'm like, I guess I'm just going to do some more car stuff. And so I'm like, what's the coolest cars? The jumping cars. And I accidentally really got into this, really into this hobby. And my videos just don't do that well on the jumpy cars.
What's your advice to a YouTuber who's making videos about a topic and they're not doing that well?
You have to decide, what do you care more about, doing that topic or having a good performing channel? You got to listen. If you want your channel to perform well, you have to listen to the numbers. You have to listen to audience feedback, and you have to serve your audience. If you want to serve yourself, that's fine. You just have to live with the lesser performance,
It's tough because some things definitely are proven to build numbers more than others. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think you have to do what you want to be doing. Otherwise, the grind will eat you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've definitely. I mean, I'll admit, there's a level of burnout, and that's why my vlogs have slowed a lot. I'm just not seeing the results that I would like to see from the videos that I like to make. So I've kind of slowed down, because I love making my vlogs, but if they're not getting my channel growth, then I'm not quite as motivated. But I'm lucky because I can just do my channel for fun. So I can do the videos I want to make and accept a little bit lesser performance while also getting that, taste of success with growing a channel that is serving the audience better with Rotorite, because the Rotorite channel has a very defined audience. It's a much easier to meet that need. Like, it's a drone channel. It's always going
Yeah.
to be an FPV drone channel. With a personal vlog channel, you're like, well, I kind of want to do a video about installing my turbo kit, or maybe I want to do a video about mountain biking or whatever, and like, because that's what I want to do. But if it doesn't do well, it's a bummer. But no, Rotorite's just always going to be FPV, and probably only FPV.
Yeah, it's tough because
So-
when you have an established audience, what your audience, I've done some things where I did something different that I thought, I'm not going to be able to think of an example on the spot, but where I thought it would be good, and for another audience it would have been good, but my audience hated it. Whether it's because it's just not what they like, or not what they expected, or not what they come to me for. So, I mean, I can see how if people come there for FPV drones, maybe they'd be interested in cars, maybe they wouldn't. I feel like there's a little bit of a transition where you got to push through. Like, whenever you do something different, they're going to hate it at first.
Yeah.
But if you really want to, you just got to be like, nah, we're making videos about cars.
But that's just it. Like, am I going to commit, like, that's going to be my channel? I would have to, like, I bounced all over the place. I'm like, we modified my Scion, then we did our C cars, then we, did some other random thing, right? It's not, you can't just jump all over the place. Like, if I decide I'm going to be a car modder, I'm going to just, every video is going to be about installing a different performance part of my car. I'd have to just power through that. Honestly, I would probably do that if I could afford it, but I cannot because car stuff is so expensive. Oh my
How
god!
much do you think there's room for? I mean, I don't know who else out there does this or doesn't do this, but is there room to just sort of bounce all over the place and have the vlog be about you? You know, so one day we're doing a car, one day we're doing RC cars, one day we're doing FPV, one day we're doing a makeup tutorial.
You have to have, like, you got to be like Casey Neistat. I mean, Casey Neistat bounces all over the place, right? But like,
Yeah.
I guess I just don't have as winning of a personality. Otherwise, I would be as famous as him.
I mean, I don't feel like that's
he-
too harsh of a criticism. Mike Bergman desperately wants you to put a Vista on your Traxxas.
The FPV cars just don't interest. I mean, maybe I'll do it to get the views. If I do it, it'll just be for the views. But as far as interest, I'm like, if I'm gonna FPV, I want to be able to power loop and fly a quarter mile away and dive a building. Like, well, what am I gonna do in a car? Backflip and not even be able to see where the horizon is?
I do like the idea that when you're FPVing in a car and you lose video, nothing bad happens.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Redbeard the Pilot, thanks for a $5 super chat. What's the status on the FAA comment reviews? I think they finished reviewing the comments and were like, thanks, guys. And then they threw them in a freaking trash bin, and then they did whatever they wanted to do. They're supposed to release the draft of the regulations early next year, I think, to go into effect in the next 2 or 3 years. So
I guess here's what I would say. Whatever the FAA does, it's going to phase in.
Yeah.
Okay? So at a minimum, like, fastest possible timeline, but from now to every drone in the sky must have government-issued remote ID would be 2 years. 2 years is a ton of
minimum.
2 years is a ton of time to have fun.
I mean, when that happens, here's the decision that I feel like I have to make. Not today, but eventually. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
The sub 250 is still an exemption. Some people are going to go sub 250 for now. I know. Some people are going to go sub 250 and say it doesn't exist. Some people are going to go screw it, and they're just going to keep building and flying and try to fly under the radar. I don't foresee a situation where you cannot get parts.
Right.
It might be a situation where retailers in the U.S. go out of business. That's possible.
Right.
I think the most likely scenario, I shouldn't say this because if I say this, it'll jinx it and then it won't come true because that's how things go with me. I think the most likely scenario is that retailers like Rotorite start putting for ground use only. Rotorite's in a tough position because you sell a lot of pre-builds. There's no this wouldn't work. You just say for ground use only.
Right. It would be tough. It'd be tough. I don't know what's going to happen. And so I guess we know what I was saying. It's going to be multiple years before rules go into effect fully, first off. And in those years, things can still change. It can still be fought. Just because they've, said this is what we're doing doesn't mean that there can't still be actions taken. We'll do everything within our power. I mean, I just saw a super chat from Aber the ham, Redcat has a huge chunk of the FPV market. Shares shouldn't fighting the FAA be pretty damn high on the priority list from a financial standpoint? Hell yes, absolutely. And we're doing everything we can, which is, sorry, there's not a lot you can do.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I mean,
But-
when the AMA, not that the AMA did try to fight very hard, but the AMA and DJI and Google Wing, and they're in the meetings, and they're, again, 500-pound gorillas. Even the AMA, compared to rotorite, is a 500-pound gorilla.
Right.
And these guys go into a room, and they are, in some sense, small fries, maybe not Google Wing. The idea that, you know, rotorite is gonna, why rotorite should be making a difference? Like, there's, it's a very much.
I hate
battle.
to downplay, but we're just not big enough to make the difference y'all need, that we need. It's
Yeah.
yeah, we're just gonna keep you
Yeah.
know.
Marley Lepo, thanks for 50 Norwegian kroner. Marley wants a makeup tutorial, Drew. Not right this minute, but
I mean, I'll do it.
I know you will. You put show us. People have noticed that you're not wearing eyeliner.
I am still.
Are you
Just
right
not
now?
as much.
Oh, let's a
Yeah.
little bit. Not in general. I think they meant right this minute. Did you switch from the DJI remote back to Spectrum? Thanks, John
I
Davis, for a
did.
$5 super chat.
I did. My DJI remote got damaged, and so then I just switched to my Spectrum to hold me over, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this thing feels awesome, and I just never went back. I love my
Yep.
Spectrum radio. It's so much nicer.
Do you fly Spectrum Crossfire, or do you fly Spectrum?
Right now I just fly Spectrum. So I used
Wow.
to no, I'm sorry, I totally said that backwards. I fly Spectrum Crossfire. I fly Crossfire using my Spectrum radio. I used to fly both, but I just use Crossfire and everything now, and it's just nice. It just feels better. I love the DJI control link. If I could get a module for my Spectrum radio to have the DJI control link, I love it. It's so reliable. I love the ease of use. I love not having to have an extra receiver. But
Yeah,
that Spectrum
is
radio
nice.
just feels nicer.
It is nice to just be able to bind the radio, boom, to the air unit, bind the goggles, boom, and
It's
done.
so nice. And
It's
I'm not
really
that picky
convenient.
about that many things. Like, I'm not too picky. Like, when it comes to props, I'm like 5x4x3, 5x4.3, like whatever. Okay. When it comes to radios, hands this close together? No. Hands this close together? All right. All right.
Yeah. Spectrum makes a good radio. There's not. You still flying the IX-12?
No, my IX-12, I mean, when did I give up my IX-12? Was it before DJ? Point is, I was using my IX-12. It got damaged from water. I sent it to Spectrum to get repaired. I started using my DX9 in the interim, and then when I got my IX-12 back, I just went, I don't want to use it because it's just kind of annoying to use. It's so nice. I love the color touchscreen. I love how it looks. I love so much about it. But the
$1,600 for the IX-16, worth it?
IX-16, is that a thing?
What's the next one? What was it?
The 20. Oh, the IX-20.
Yeah, wasn't it like $1,600?
Oh my gosh, I was hoping they'd give me one. I was like, come on, that thing is hot. It's metal. I just want to know I'm holding that much money. I was like, so what? That's a nice radio. Well, isn't it? That's a nice radio. And they're like, yes, it is. And I was like, all right, this is usually the point where you say you want one. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not kidding.
$1,400. Big Fuzzy Archon, thank you. $1,400. What I said about the IX-20 was, let's take a radio that people were like, I like it, but it's kind of gigantic and kind of expensive, and make it bigger and more expensive. I'm like, yeah, let's just do it, boys.
It's badass. It's badass.
Coreyman Zero has a super chat from like 20 minutes ago. Thank you, Coreyman, for a $5 super chat. You can fly DJI HD on Fat Shark, Drew. Think about this. DJI goggles to smart controller to Fat Shark HDO2.
Yeah, I did it.
You didn't make a video about it?
I should have, but like, who does it help? I guess I should have.
It's just a crazy video.
Yeah, it'd probably get all the views.
It would get all the views. How was it?
Yeah. There's latency. There's a lag between the goggles and the smart controller, like a significant lag.
Because it's just for spectating.
Yeah, it's just for spectating. So
What if the
go-
goggles? What if the smart controller was in audience mode? Then it wouldn't have latency, but it would have worse link.
Huh?
What if the smart controller was in audience? Can't you put the smart controller in audience mode as well as plugging in USB?
What?
I don't know. I don't have one. I'm asking you.
No. The smart controller is not wireless at all in this scenario.
Oh,
You plug
lame.
the smart controller USB into the goggles, and there's just there's this app just called FPV Live. You open it, and it just shows whatever's on the goggle screen,
Okay.
minus the
I got you.
OSD.
I got you.
But there's a lag. There's a real lag.
So unflyable.
Yeah. I would equate it to flying through a GoPro, where like up in the air, like
125 milliseconds, 150
It's a lot.
milliseconds.
it's a lot. But I mean, it's nice because what you get to the goggles, what you get from HDMI out is the main. It's like the main feed. It's not the audience feed, so it's like
Right.
perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
So nice. But yeah, you can't fly through it.
Chuck Toast says, Spectrum sucks. Does JB use a Spectrum? Drib is literally the only pro that says he flies Spectrum. Show me a video of Drib flying a Spectrum radio in the
Think
field.
like
Spectrum
Every
sucks.
vlog I've ever made. What are you talking about? Spectrum does not pay me. I've asked to be paid by Spectrum, and they won't do it. I'm like, come on, let's work something out. Come on.
Metal Dirtskin, you're 100% right. Metal Dirtskin says it's just because the goggles don't have. It's called an HDMI bridge. And I only know that because when I begged DJI, I was like, DJI, can you not unlock HDMI output via USB-C in firmware? How could this not be possible? And they said the goggle doesn't have an HDMI bridge. Now, that means it can't output HDMI, and the smart controller is what does that. Why doesn't just something else? A box.
They could just make a box.
It exists.
It does exist. So the box does exist. They've made it for like demonstration sort of things. So there's like 20 of them in the world.
Oh, really?
To release a product would, on any level, for a company like DJI, this kind of ties back into the Fat Shark versus DJI thing. Okay, for DJI to release a product, it has the strictest of, release schedule. I mean, it goes through so much rigor to be signed off on for release. So for them to release that little box to support the Gen 1 goggle versus doing something else in the future isn't worth
Wait a minute.
necessarily releasing that little box.
You're saying the Gen 2 goggle is going to have HDMI out.
I mean, I don't know that, but it just, my guess would be why would they spend the money to release this little box for the Gen 1 goggles when they could just release the next generation? You got to keep in mind that, as they have said in interviews and podcasts and such, like, they're not making money on this system. It is a passion project, right? So, there's only so much they're going to be able to do. But anything that they have been able to do for free, they've done. I mean, the support through the updates, it's just been awesome.
Yeah. I just chatted you an image from an image. Let me share it with the rest of the chat real quick. This was on my chat yesterday. What do you think of this? This is an image that's just being passed around my Discord. I have no idea where it comes from. What is this?
The TV box can be connected to the DJI FPV goggles. That looks like it's the exact amazing box that I want. What?
I know. No one knows where this came from. It's supposed to be it says product list.
This. I mean, this is what I want.
Does this exist? Is this real?
The TV box. I wonder if signal for live view. I wonder if this might be the thing that there's only 20 of, and only ever will be 20 of.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
But why would it say product list? Or maybe that's just a bad Chinese translation. I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's only so much I know. I don't know. I would love for that to exist.
Yeah, there's a USB port 507RC because it connects to the goggles over USB-C, right?
Uh-huh.
Double A, thanks for $10. Thanks for having Drew on. Oh, Awesome.
Can I have
Somebody's
that
happy you're here?
$10?
No. A day at the range. Thanks for $10. I'll buy you some White Claw. I buy Drew a
You
case
buy
of
me
White Claw.
white. I can't talk. Every time you come to town, you're like, I got the claw.
You know All Gas No Brakes? Do you watch All Gas No Brakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I love them. Did you see the 4th of July video?
I think I've seen them all.
I send the 4th of July. So the 4th of July video takes place in Marquette, Michigan. Okay, and as you know, I need to not get too political. Michigan is more liberal, and Florida is more conservative. So all my liberal friends in Michigan are like, "You guys are out of control down there," and I just send them that video, and I'm like, "Look at what is happening in your backyard, you heathens!" Just shut up. It's hilarious.
I just watched, and I'm taking a big risk by telling this story because it's going to involve mentioning the Proud Boys, and I just do not want the chat at all to get political or go down that road.
It's about to go down a road.
All Gas No Brakes went to a Proud Boys rally. He interviewed the founder of the Proud Boys, and this guy's like, "Look, if you make me look like a jerk on your video, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." And then All Gas No Brakes cuts in this guy going, "White Claw, mango White Claw."
No, don't make this a Proud Boys thing.
I'm just saying, mango White Claw.
No.
I'm sorry.
And I am drinking them. Oh, no! No! This is... No. Gosh.
White Claw. Here's what we could say, Drew. White Claw crosses all lines.
Yes! White Claw transcends all
brings us together.
Societies and circles, political standings.
All right, that's enough of that. I saw that and I was like, I got to tell Drew about this.
You didn't have to.
Sorry. You didn't like mango, did you? Mango's not the best flavor, is it?
Mango's the best flavor.
Oh, no!
Mango's the best flavor.
You can't have it anymore.
Dang it. I can't. I think it's bringing people together. White Claw's going to end the world. Or end the war. Or both. I don't know. What's the difference?
Okay. All right. Well, Drew, I really appreciate you coming on the stream and talking about all these things, many things. I think that's a great note to go out on.
Is it? Rotorite HD1XR available now. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's a beast. It is a beast. So fun. You can visit my second channel, Drib2, to see some DVR footage flying it. It's smooth, baby. Smooth.
I plugged some Rotorite stuff in the including the head strap. Thank you for the head straps, the goggle straps. I plugged that stuff in my product roundup. So
thank you.
If you sell, hopefully we'll sell some of those computers.
Did you plug the computer?
I did.
Nice.
And the
Sold a few of
Digiwood.
them. Nice.
Oh, well, that is going to bring us to the end of the stream-ish, getting close to the end, 5 minutes to the end. I don't know where to go from here. We got All Gas No Brakes and mango White Claws.
White Claw.
Now, Aaron Ciotti is in the chat. He is going to be coming on his channel in about 5 minutes. So if everybody is ready to not ready to quit streaming, they can go watch him. Aaron, are you here?
Hey, wait. Christian just turned me on to what's this sus game? I played a couple rounds. So fun. Is there going to be, or was there already an FPV sus thing game? Did I miss it?
Were you not invited?
Was I not invited? I probably wasn't. I'm not cool anymore. You know, they don't like me.
It was over on Bach Grinder's Twitch channel.
Oh yeah, I definitely wasn't invited.
No, I think we should do one. I think we should do a Rotorite Among Us stream.
Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. Let's go.
What, right?
Let's go.
You gotta do it on your PC though, right? You got it on your PC, right?
I don't own a PC because I can't afford the Rotorite PC.
No, silly. Your laptop. Your laptop can run it.
Oh, my Mac.
How are you gonna stream? I
do have a Rotorite PC. You can do it on your phone.
You can't. How are you gonna stream it though?
Oh.
from your phone.
I have to stream it?
What are we gonna
What,
play?
like
How are we gonna play it right now?
I just want to play.
Like you and me?
I guess.
You just want to play while we watch? You're gonna
Who
hold the phone up to the
watches?
camera?
Wait, can you
Wait.
can you stream your screen?
I can.
I don't know how this works. I've never game streamed. So what do? I stream at the same time you stream?
No, I would start. I see what you're getting at. Oh,
Okay.
wait, but Aaron Ciotti is gonna. Hey, Ciotti,
He can be in the game too. Let's
you
do
want
it.
to play? You want to play Among Us? Ciotti,
Let's go.
is that what we're doing?
Let's
All right.
go.
But we got to get in. How are we gonna do it though? Because
Oh my gosh,
nobody-
okay, there's 3,
We
then
can-
5 more people from the chat.
I see. We'll do it in Discord. We'll get other
Let's
people
go.
from Discord.
Let's go.
All right, hang
Wait,
on,
do I
it's
have to have
gonna take-
Discord? Oh gosh.
If you want to be in the, how can they hear you in the chat?
Oh
You would
yeah,
have
this
to
is
get
gonna
in-
be more fun. I've always played with just where I have to type on my phone and it sucks.
All right, hang on. All right, I'm gonna
Oh, this is
stream
about to
the
be
game.
so good. Let's go.
Drew,
Let's go. Let's
Drew,
go.
are you
Okay,
in my
okay.
Discord? You need to get into. I'm gonna ruin. Ciotti's in my Discord. Okay.
Wait, well, hold on. Before we just stomp all over Ciotti's face.
No, he just said he'll play.
Ciotti. Okay, all right, then we're good. Stomp on his face. Let's go.
All right, hang on. It's gonna take me a minute to get set up. First thing I need to do is get you an invite.
Okay, I'm
'Cause I don't think
downloading.
you're- I don't think
I'm
you're
opening
in it.
Discord for the first time in like a year. Downloading updates. Downloading updates. Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Let's
hang on. I'm
go.
gonna give you an
Let's
invite,
go.
Drew. All right, stream. The official Q&A live stream is ending. I'm not going to end the stream. I'm just going to keep streaming because I don't want to risk like ruining the stream. We're gonna that's going to be the end of the Q&A, and we are going to start playing Among Us, which is a
Sus
game.
game. This game
It's
is
a
so
game.
sus.
If you are in,
And we're gonna
my...
beat Bachgrinder's game because he didn't invite me. It's gonna be more. We're gonna get more points or whatever you do.
That's not how it. That's not how
Ow.
it works. If you are in my Patreon, if you are in my Discord, Ciotti is going to stream as well. If you want to watch Ciotti's, hey, but no cheating. If you're watching,
how do you
no
cheat?
crosstalk. No crosstalk.
Oh wait a minute. Does that mean I can't be watching your stream because then I would see things?
If you're going to be playing, you can't watch my stream. That would be
Okay,
cheating.
so I've got to close out your stream. Oh wait, no. I'll just arrange. Okay, we're good. I got this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cheat.
If we're going to be playing, I'm going to be. Can you cross-play between Steam and?
Yeah. Christian said you can.
You can
Christian
play
never
between.
lies.
Okay. So I need to get Steam.
I don't have
up.
permission to like any of these channels. Do I need to be a Patreon?
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. Are
Okay,
you
guys. If you want to be on the channels, make sure to subscribe to Joshua Bardwell's Patreon.
All right.
For
I got to find
$5 a
Drew.
month, he'll send you pictures of his. I don't know. I don't know what it does.
Drew, go to public chat and leave a message so I can tag you in the Discord.
Ping.
There you are. Okay, I'm gonna tag you as it looks. Oh, that's a nice image there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tag you as a patron. There you go. You're a patron now. Are you a patron? Yeah, you are. Did you leave? I don't hear you anymore.
What? I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just being dramatic.
All right, you should have access to the patron only chat, right?
Okay.
You should have access to the patron
okay.
channels.
Okay, hold on. This is where things are getting. Okay.
Now we're gonna go to. Let me make a new channel for. Let me make a new voice channel. Create channel, Among Us chat, voice channel.
So do I need to hang up
Great
on
channel.
Facebook?
Yeah, so you're gonna go to the Among Us chat channel that I just
Wait, so then
made.
if someone watching a stream wanted to hear me talk, how would they do that?
Well, the way the where's the frickin'?
Will they hear me on the whole Discord?
Well, we're only going to talk during meetings. That's how the game works.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
go to Among Us chat. I'm going to hang up on you here.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it
Hi, Josh.
going? All right. We're here in Among Us chat.
I'm in here, dog.
Okay,
I'm in
good.
here.
It's picking up. So I am going to. How am I going to watch the stream and watch the game? Hold on. Here's what I'm
I
going
don't
to
know.
do.
Oh, I just need to do stream.
Folks in the chat, just chill out because it's going to be some shuffling around while everything gets sorted. I don't normally stream games, so it's going to take a minute. I am watching the chat right now. I am watching the chat. We need monitor center, and we need the zoom off, and we need... You guys want to see my beautiful face? Yes. Okay. So then I am going to make a game. I'm going to make a private game, and I'm gonna. Do I need to make up a code? I just make
No,
up
it
a
will
random
just
code?
make one for you.
Oh, okay, great. If I hit private, no, that didn't work. So I make a public.
we could
I
get
need a
Christian
host.
in
I
this
need to
game.
host a game.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do 2 imposters. In my opinion, that's the best way to play. 1 imposter is too hard, and 3 imposters is too easy. Anybody? All right, I'm going to... Now, I shouldn't... If I stream and show the code, anyone can join. Oh, I would rather just have people in the voice chat be able to join, so hold on. But the code is... Hang on, let me go to my face cam here. Confirm. Okay. Now, how do I not leak the code? How do I not leak the code?
You have to DM people.
I know, but I can't show my screen because the code will just be on screen. All right. Patron. I'm going to put the code in Patron Only chat. Hang on.
You just want first come, first serve.
I guess. I mean, obviously, it was Drew's idea, so he should get in. So,
So let him in first, then give it out.
yeah. Okay. So, Drew. Oh, what is this JavaScript error? Okay, that's no good. Discord is trying to crash. Okay. Drew.
Oh, that happened to me earlier. You need to just restart Discord, then it will work.
No, it seems okay. Drew,
Okay.
I gave you the code to join. So let's let Drew get in. I have to fix my skin here. Okay. Let me let Drew. Drew, are you there? And I will put it in Patron Only chat after Drew gets in. Drew, are you there? He was here. Where did he go?
He
I'm
is
sorry, I was on mute. I'm on mute. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
typing it. I-Y.
No, read it out. They can hear you.
Fool.
They can hear you. The stream can hear you.
Oh.
Don't read it out.
Chaos!
Drew's super sus.
Oh, yeah. I'm not good at
Oh yeah, you should let Ciati in first too.
Oh, Ciati, yeah. Okay, hang on.
All right.
We are taking his stream.
I'm disconnected. What? Oh, no, it didn't work.
Try again.
I hope it's not because I'm on my phone.
Download it on Steam.
Ah, God.
Try it on your
That'll
phone.
work.
You don't know.
Let me try one more time.
Hey, there it goes.
White Claw.
Hey, Ciati. Are you there?
I'm just starting my stream. Give me a minute, guys.
Okay, no worry. Drib was ejected. I'm going to open this up to patrons first.
Drib was ejected.
Let's see how it goes.
I'm gonna open this up to patrons.
Whoa. Yo, don't do that. Derp, 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 derp.
No. It must not work. Darn it. Okay.
It's a
download
tiny
it on
game.
Steam.
Download it on Steam.
It's
I'm
$5.
doing it.
Ciati's getting his stream started up. And I am...
Wait, so that means I could stream too, huh?
Yeah.
If your
You could.
laptop.
That sounds like a whole thing I'm going to screw up. So I probably just won't.
The only risk with multiple streamers is that people can stream snipe and then just say who the imposter is. But that's shitty and you shouldn't do it.
All right, so I go to store.
Can't
Hey,
abuse
nobody's
system.
snitching on each other in
No
here,
snitching, no
huh? Right?
snitching.
No snitching.
$5 hairs. Come on.
Yo,
It's
better not
$5,
be
Drew. You can
snitching.
do it.
How do I pay for this?
I was gonna say something weird, but there's other people in this
Oh
call.
wait, no.
so-
Oh no, it's only Windows.
Are you for real?
Ah, bro.
Are all of you guys? Wait, I thought there was a player cap
You
of
can
10
get
in
it.
the lobby.
You can get it on Android phones for free, and you can cross-platform.
I have
Yeah,
it on my
I'm
PC.
on my iPhone and it says I'm gonna try one more time.
Don't read out the code, Drew.
I'm sorry.
I'm a stream snipe you, man. You're gonna stream snipe.
Oh, I'm in, dog. I'm in.
All right,
Okay.
Drib is in. Ciati's got to come in. Yes.
Oh, you took purple.
Of course I took purple.
And I'll be pink.
You can have pink. All
I'm
right. So
in,
once
I'm in,
once
dog.
Ciati gets in, I'll open it to the other patrons.
Ciati's got to come in. Yes.
Oh, who is in the background? Who needs to get muted?
You can have pink.
It's mad.
Yo,
props.
my bad.
All right.
Don't
Once
worry.
Ciati gets in, I'll open it to the other
It's
patrons.
mad props. I'm muting you, mad props. All right, we're just waiting for Ciati now.
Check.
Ciati's
you
getting
guys
his
still hear
stream
me?
going. Now nobody be a dick, and stripe or anything, snipe or anything. Let's all be friends. Let's all be cool. My views are going down. He's streaming
Your
now,
views are
so
going
he should.
down.
Well, it's now we're not interviewing you anymore about the the new hype.
But
You
we're
should
gonna play
also
video
ask-
games.
Whoever
Way more
gets
important.
in should leave your stream too. Like turn off your stream.
Yeah, that's true. Whoever gets in should turn off the stream. Don't watch the stream. That's
Yeah,
the-
if you're cheating, you're.
I mean, it's
Rock's
all
already
just
sus.
super. Let's see. We gotta pick the right. There we go. I feel like. Yeah. There we go.
All right, who said that?
Ciati, where are you, man? Ciati! Why don't I hear Ciati? I see Ciati lighting up in the Discord, but I don't hear him. Ciati?
It's like he's crying out for help.
Briefly, he lit up.
JB, where'd you put the code at?
I haven't posted the code yet till Ciati gets in. This is his stream window, so it'd be kind of rude to not include him. So I'm just waiting for Ciati to get in. Where are you, Ciati? I have no idea what he's doing. Is he up? Is he live? He said wait a sec a minute ago. He probably had to go poop. Starting his stream might be intro chatting or something. Don't wait for it to work with Pobs and stream. What's Pobs? Anybody know what Pobs is? Anders Martinson, I have played this more than once. I played for like 2 hours with Bot Grinder. Can't get the mic working with OBS and Discord. Oh, shit, man. Alright. I'm going to post the code in Patron Only chat. It'll be first come, first serve. Ciati, if you get it working, ping us and let us know. Okay, there's the code in Patron Only chat. Once we have a full lobby, we will start the game. All right, we have 9 out of 10.
Yes.
10 out of 10. Here comes. We need
Yes.
10. Where's 10 out of 10? Okay.
Really fast.
Okay.
As a reminder, which you all know if you've played this before, no talking outside of meetings. No talking outside of meetings. And if you're dead, don't talk.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, I'm gonna start the game, and as soon as the
All right,
code
good luck.
is off stream, I'll go to the screen. There we go. Here we go.
All right, where was body?
Who saw it?
Luke reported it. Where's the body? We can't hear Luke. Luke, are you there?
Yo, that's pretty hot.
He's here, but he's muted.
Oh, I think he's gonna. Okay.
Oh, he's chatting. Body was outside electrical. I was in electrical with Redbeard, Cyclimbo, and Revise.
I was in reactor.
Who
I was in
just
reactor doing
right
the
now too.
Simon Says thing.
There was a huge number of people in electrical. Who left electrical?
I don't know, man. That's kind of weird since nobody was there. Black
was
would be,
still
or if
electrical.
nobody else saw it, Black would be the only one. Or was it?
Luke was in electrical with us. I thought so.
Yeah, but if he was the
dropped
last
it.
one out, he could have killed and self-reported.
Is he self-reporting?
I
Could've
don't
been.
know. I'm kind of sus,
Yeah, he
but
could've.
I'm not. I'm gonna skip because I don't know.
Was Ghost with us?
Ghost? I don't remember that. I don't
I
remember him being.
passed him early before I got to you guys in electrical. He was like, I don't know the map, but he was behind us. From
No, sorry, I didn't realize my mic. I realized I could talk. I left to do another task and then saw the body.
What's that?
This is
Well, I didn't see the vent open.
In electrical?
Yeah, you can see it from the wall on lower engine if you go all the way.
Yeah, no,
into
I
the
mean,
wall.
we were all in electrical. No, nobody vented. All right, I'm gonna skip. I feel like the most
feel like
likely scenario
Luke's a
is
little sus right now.
is Luke self-reported, but I'm not like even more than 50% on
The
that.
mic muted for a while, talking late.
Yeah, wasting time. You know what?
Yeah.
I am voting Luke. I'm
Yo,
voting
we
Luke.
got a sink
Probably
in our
skip.
bathroom now.
So
All-
solid.
I voted Luke. I changed my mind. It's a little sus
I
with the
did
mic
too.
not working. It was
Classic.
somebody outside electrical for sure. Yeah, I'm sus. There's a skip. Everybody keep an eye on Luke. Drib didn't say anything that whole time. Oh,
I
shit.
think
That's a
it-
good point.
We gotta go back to being quiet. We gotta go back to being quiet.
Ghost, mute your mic.
Blue, it's blue. He vented. Jeremy,
okay.
nice one.
I really got no excuse. I saw the vent close, but I didn't see who it was. so-
Yeah, I saw. If it's not Jeremy, then vote me. But it's Jeremy.
All right, I'm voting Jeremy.
Which shade of blue?
Dark.
Luke, I'm sorry, my daughter's helping me. That's why I was muted earlier.
All right, I'm going dark blue. I mean, Rocky's out. If it's not
What's the name? I'm colorblind. Can you go with names?
Jeremy. It's...
Colorblind is sus. That's sus.
All right, we're
True.
voting Jeremy. If it's not Jeremy, then it's Rocky. But it sounds like Rocky's. That's such a risky move because you're just gonna get voted out if you lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not me.
A good point. Yeah, but you have one more round too.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you could kill the
I'll
last
never
person.
trust him again.
Here we go.
They all forget.
Okay, where's body?
It's outside electrical in the hallway, and
Yeah.
I was walking around with Cyclimbo and Anders. We were all spooking each other, so.
It's Luke who died, right?
Luke
Yeah.
who died. Yeah. Luke died. I really was sus of Luke, so.
I mean, I'm done with
So-
tasks.
Ghost down.
Yeah,
by
I'm
this
done
round
with
also.
task 2. I think we're only waiting on ghosts.
Ghost Branch is dead.
Ghost.
still
No,
can-
I mean,
Hey,
ghosts,
you can
Ghosts
still.
don't talk.
no, I mean ghosts. You can still do task as a ghost.
Yeah, ghosts can still do tasks, okay?
So
my
just
best
finish
roll,
that
bro.
up and just stick in a group. Or go
Okay,
on
so
the buddy
hang on,
system.
hang on, though. We were walking, I was walking with Anders and Revise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cyclimbo.
So who does that leave?
Hey,
I'm sorry,
Drib, you're
Cyclimbo-
kind of quiet,
Cyclimbo
man.
and Anders. Cyclimbo and Anders I was walking with. Is that right? Back me up.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was us three
I think so.
in security, and then we came down.
Getting you for a while.
Yeah.
So it's not. So that leaves Drib, Revise, or Rocky. Rocky outed.
Yeah, I outed
Rocky-
the other dude. So,
So that leaves
True.
Drib or Revise, and Drib hasn't said a damn thing the whole game.
And Revise had the option to kill me a couple times. So
Yeah.
I
well,
don't think it's
I was-
him. It could
I
be
was
him.
checking on him
but-
Okay,
and why
so
chilling in.
he-
Am I on mute?
I'm vote. You know, I hear you now, Drib.
Oh, okay.
So
I
let's
think-
vote. Let's vote Drib, and then if it's not
Yeah,
Drib,
I voted Drib.
emergency meeting and vote Revise.
Yeah. That works.
So yeah.
Okay, what if it's you, Joshua?
Yeah.
I was
What
with
if
you guys the
you're
whole time.
What if
I
you
was with you
killed?
guys the
What
whole
if you
time.
killed before? What if you killed before and then walked with Revise and Anders to try and prove your innocence?
Cyclimbo. Cyclimbo.
I
and
haven't
Anders.
seen Joshua
Cyclimbo.
do any tasks. I haven't seen Joshua do. We were all in. He was in Medbay.
Joshua, I got my eye
I
on
was in
you.
Medbay. I scanned in Medbay. I scanned
but
in
I-
Medbay.
Okay, okay. Can anybody confirm that?
Again, I didn't see
Okay.
it.
Drib. Vote Drib, and then vote
Yeah,
Revise.
I'm voting
That's
Drib
my
for now.
opinion.
If it's not Drib, it's Joshua.
Yeah, it's
It's not me.
definitely Joshua.
It's
I
definitely
haven't
not
seen
me.
Joshua do any
Wait, hold on.
tasks.
Let me
It's
turn
not
on his
me.
screen.
When
It's not
oxygen
me.
went off earlier, I was the
Was
one
it
on
him?
the right side.
Are we gonna win?
I was-
Oh, it was
okay.
Drew.
Oh,
Boom. Son,
Yeah.
try to be quiet. It's the quiet kid.
It's always a quiet
we-
kids that.
We won.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Yo,
the
can I
code
get
got-
brown?
Wait, so
Oh,
who was
yeah, I
the
got
first
brown.
imposter? We know it was Drib. Who was the other?
Me.
Jeremy. Jeremy.
All right.
Man vented right in front. That's why I never vent there.
It was horrible timing.
So now I have let the code go up on the stream. So
There's a
so
ton
there
of
may be
people.
people who aren't in the Discord, but what can you do?
Mhm.
All
All right, I think we can
right,
start.
we'll play a couple more. We're gonna start. All right, here we go. We're not talking except for those who are in the stream. We're not talking except in the meetings. That's the rules. So if it's a quiet stream, that's why.
Okay, where's body? Oh, Joshua is dead.
Out of electrical.
No. Oh wait, in electrical?
I think so. He walked in next to, I think it was Brown, and disappeared. I couldn't see him anymore.
Me?
Right.
Dude, I was
so,
sus of you. I don't want to be in electrical. I got like three. I have 3 tasks there.
I was in
Elect-
reactor the whole time trying to figure out the code. Oh, Luke.
I was in electrical just a little bit ago, and Rocky was in there, kind of looking sus, you know, maybe faking a task.
I can do medbay scan. Follow me.
I think we should skip though. There's no evidence here.
That was the only one I saw in there.
You should follow me to medbay.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
I
don't
can
vote
follow
me
you.
off.
I'm sure that you would like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hot if you guys don't vote me off and follow me to medbay, so I can prove my innocence.
Hot.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I guess
skip.
for now.
Mhm.
Alright, let's go back to Victor.
I have reason to believe it is Drew. Drew came from communications and there was a body in front of communications.
I was walking into Nav.
Is this Redbeard? Is this Redbeard dude in call? Are you in call, Redbeard?
Redbeard's in chat only. He's not in voice.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I was in weapons. Jeremy just ran in.
So I did see Rocky also coming from cafeteria.
Hey, but you guys did see me scan, right? Oh, wait.
I think visual tasks
no.
are off, or you faked it. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yes. I have a feeling.
Okay,
you
I can do
faked.
more tasks. Joshua, are visual tasks on or off?
I don't know the answer to that. It's just what are the defaults?
You know you can confirm that, right? You can confirm that. That doesn't...
Where do I confirm that? Is there some...
Joshua, I'm trying to prove my innocence. Help me out here.
I don't... Am I
Seems
muted?
pretty suspicious to me. Not gonna
Hold on,
lie.
hold on.
Oh my god. What do you... Oh, he's
And
turning
it's,
this
Hold
around
on, I
on
was
me.
muted. I was
Okay.
muted. Sorry, guys.
If it's
Where
not...
do I check that? I don't know where to check that.
Oh, it's in the pregame
just-
lobby. If
Yeah,
it's
just
not
whatever
Drew,
the defaults are.
if it's not Drew, or if it's not FP Drew,
I didn't
vote
turn
me.
off visual tasks. I'm supposed to be dead, but as the host, I figured that was fair to answer.
Oh my god.
Deleted.
He did.
Goodbye.
I'm not doing my tasks. I'm not doing my tasks.
All right, well, now my task's done. Who is it? I got to turn on the option that lets you see when they get ejected, whether they were the imposter or not. I see that that's not an option that I turned on. Wait, I should know who it is. I got killed. Wait a minute.
All right, I found the body in reactor.
We were in cafeteria.
Only person I found
We were in
was FP Drew.
cafeteria. We were in cafeteria.
All right. So yeah, the only person.
Yo,
I saw
you guys
around
gotta
there was
type in
FP Drew.
chat too
Is Redbeard...
to communicate with Mr. Red.
Redbeard, do you hear us? You just can't talk? Or can you not hear us either?
How can it be Drew times 2?
I hear him.
Oh, okay. So I think he can hear us.
Yeah, Redbeard can hear, he just can't
Yep.
talk.
All right. Anybody else have any ideas?
I wasn't near there, so
Okay.
I was walking down towards admin. No, sorry, towards shields.
Yeah. So that's the only suspicion I have at the moment.
Jeremy self-reporting for the win. This game isn't looking good. Okay. Wait a minute.
Red popped into a vent right in front of me.
All right. Well, that's
It's a little sus, I'd say.
yeah, that's a little sus, you know.
Maybe a little bit.
It did event? Let's...
Hey, GG.
Let's go.
Nice.
Good game.
Second
Yo,
win for the
Jeremy,
Crews.
you are so sus.
Right.
I thought you were the dude who killed him.
All right,
So
I'm
it
going to
doesn't-
change some of the
Tell you who it was?
server options. No, that's a... I must have not... How do you turn... Where's the server options?
You go to the computer and then you click on
Customize.
game.
Got it.
There you go.
So I went to... Is it confirm ejects that tells you whether it was an imposter you ejected?
Yes.
Okay, so confirm ejects on. And then what else do we want? Visual tasks on.
Yes,
So
visual
people-
tasks on. So I don't get voted off.
What does
Yeah, yeah.
visual tasks change?
Oh, I got
Who's
kicked
this?
out of the game somehow.
Well, we got to get Drew back in. Somebody make room for Drew.
I didn't see Cyan in here before. The name Cyan, so
Yeah.
Don't
Just,
do-
can I just... How do I just kick people? How do I just kick people? Can I just kick people out right now?
you should kick
Yeah.
the name Cyan. He wasn't in here before.
Well... I don't see how to do that. Where do you...
You go to the chat. You open the chat thing, and then
Ah.
there's a little thing underneath the
yeah,
chat thing.
kick. Drew, are you ready to try to get in? I'm just going to start
wait,
kicking people.
I gotta re-enter the code. Oh man.
Get ready.
I'm not ready. Oh my god. Oh,
You should mute your
ready.
mic, Joshua.
I'm just going to start kicking people. Why?
So they don't have audio representation when to start clicking join,
Oh.
unless you have a stream delay, which kind of fixes
I have a
that.
little bit of a stream delay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not ready. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm the worst. This is why I can't be a gamer. This is why.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna just,
gosh.
I'm gonna just kick random people
Oh,
randomly.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna kick people randomly so other people can get in until Drew gets in. So if
Uh-oh.
you get kicked, I apologize, but
Right. Join. I'm in.
No.
Right?
Did you make it?
No, let Anders back in.
First.
There's
I'm
one
just making
spot.
room for everybody. Everybody got at least one game, right? Except for Cyan. Sorry, Cyan. 10 out of 10. Here we go, baby. Start. If this is fun, we'll probably do it again. We'll have a little patron only thing.
Just
Oh,
one,
that'd be pretty
one
pog.
where I don't die right away.
No.
Sorry, guys. As a way, we'll do what we can.
Sounds like you should just stop dying.
Yeah.
This is going to be my last game for the record. I got to take my kid to bed. You guys can keep playing, though, after I'm done.
Bro, I was almost done with my scan. Are you kidding me?
I have scan as well.
So
Next
Drib is
round.
dead after we made room for him.
Like JB and Kara.
I found his body south of administration, but I didn't see anyone.
Rocky's
see that
clear.
then?
He scanned,
Yeah, I'm clear.
and I have scanned next round. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
JB
follow.
and Kara, I think we're good with me.
I got nothing. I got
Me
nothing.
neither. I'm gonna skip.
With me.
Right.
yeah.
All right, I'm skipping. Man.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of sus of you, Yellow, but you know.
Finish my tasks.
Body down at Shields. Oh, yo, Joshua is dead.
Ooh,
This is not
rip.
Pog.
In pieces.
I mean, I'm clear.
Okay,
I
Luke said
scanned.
it's Cyan. Yeah. Wait, are you
I scanned
Anders?
after you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andrews.
Yes.
Cyan.
Wait, are you okay? Luke says it's Cyan. Why do you say it's Cyan, Luke?
That's a little sus.
Luke
Alright, I'm
says
down.
Okay, yeah, that's full Cyan. I was not even black.
All right. Well, if it's not Cyan, it's Luke.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad. That's very sad.
Nice.
Let's go.
One imposter remains. Drib is dead. 608. Crew is not doing any tasks.
Okay.
Right outside of Medbay
I was with
cafeteria.
Anders the whole time.
Redbeard.
It's not Redbeard?
He was, yeah, he was with me. It wasn't Redbeard.
Was he with you the whole game?
So it's orange then.
It's not Redbeard. Yeah, he was with me. It wasn't Redbeard.
Was he with you the whole game though? Okay. I guess we'll vote just vote orange.
Say that again.
Imagine having kids.
He was with me when it happened. Redbeard was with
Well,
me.
yeah. Well, he could kill before, and then he could
Carrots in chat, you guys.
Oh, carrots and chat. Kill before, and then he could Okay, so that leaves Redbeard then. Kill before, and then if it's not, if it's probably not carrot, then I'll emergency in the Redbeard. Yo, Luke, you might want to fix your mic.
What's up?
Sounds like one of those wind chime things. I might want to fix your mic. Or is that me?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, no. It's...
All right. All the tasks are done. I'm gonna hang out with Drib here. He goes.
No! Okay, where's Body?
Cafeteria.
No!
I saw the dead body in the cafeteria.
Okay. I think it's pink.
I saw the dead body in the cafeteria.
Oh,
Okay.
I think it's Rocky.
What do you mean? I did scans in front of Lime.
I think it's Rocky.
What do you mean? Okay, who's got the echo?
Oh, maybe it's right here.
I think it's
I
Rocky.
think it's Redbeard.
Luke, I muted you because I think you were echoing, but don't take it personally. You can still come back, just don't echo.
It's definitely pink. Unless JB's body wasn't in Nav. I hope it is.
Oh boy! Oh yeah! That was a close
All
one.
right.
Well, I am.
All right, guys, I'm gonna drop out. You guys can keep playing. Someone else will just become the host. Nice playing with you, and we'll have to do it again. That was fun. See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good
All right.
Have a good night, Josh.
Good night, Josh. Mom, look what I did.
Oh, I guess I'm leader. Do we want to change any settings, or is this good?
That was actually